bro. It was.
I don't care, nigga. I keep trying to tell. I don't give a damn when other people get cold. I'm in Minnesota, nigga. It's cold every day.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Never mind.
I don't care.
To that man.
Put a sweater on, nigga. Put a sweater on.
You see me?
That.
What's good, chat? What's happening? What's happening?
We are in the 70s, baby. Okay, so I'm happy. Yes. Oh, Tio says, not taught to respect a man, only take from a man.
That's part of it, Tio. That's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yes. Miss She says they don't know how they chose to do those things and put forth the time and energy to learn, re-educate themselves on whatever they want. Not a man though.
If you want something and you learn to do it, right?
Exactly. So that's my point. I'm gonna say it a couple of times throughout these clips. She don't like you. She really don't want you. She don't like you. She really don't want you.
She faking the funk on a nasty dog.
Exactly. She faking it.
It's just that simple.
That is that simple. It's that simple. It's that simple.
She don't like you like that. You know what I'm saying? She don't like you like that.
Exactly.
I was gonna say she definitely don't respect you.
But a woman respects something that she admires, she has admiration for and honor for and love for.
Women respect what they earn.
Uncle Ricky, stop it! You're getting my message.
My bad, sis. You know, me and you, we be like, you know.
I know. All right. Listen now. Remember what Ali said, y'all. Remember that he says, and we let her get away with it. Now, that statement is going to come up again, but he's going to disagree. But it's the same thing you said in the beginning of the show.
Hey, Ali, red on your ass, man. Hey, somebody got to say it, bro. Red on your ass, Ali. You know what I'm saying? Like, much respect due. You know what I'm saying? She on your ass, Ali. For real. Pause,
I'm all about correction. This red perspective, okay? Shout out to my brother in the house.
Sean.
Now, brother, don't you come up here with that crazy internet issues and stuff. I hope you working today. Oh no!
Oh damn!
I done jinx, brother.
Triple jinx. See? See what y'all be doing with y'all tongue? See what y'all be doing?
F5.
It was working till you said something. It was working till you said something. You know what I'm saying? Not cool. Crazy.
Is it working, brother? Say something.
I'm right here. I'm here.
Oh, okay, good.
What's good with you, my boy? Good,
what up, y'all? What's good?
What up, broski?
What's popping?
What's the mathematics today, bro? What we on?
Today's building, man. We building.
Okay, let's build it then.
All right. So y'all remember what we talked about, right? Hold on. Where's my clip? Well, I can't see now. I messed up my thing.
You didn't jinx yourself. Look at God.
Do that.
I don't like ugly, Red.
God damn it.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
That's exactly what she would do, August.
Can I interject for a second?
I can ask you one quick question. Yeah, and you respond to it, School.
Are men and women the same?
Not at all.
No, right? No. So men and women typically go through life on how they feel about things. They're emotionally based, which is good. That's all right because that's just a female nature, thing. So you can't expect the same thing.
Can we go slow? Can we go?
He tripped me out. He said, "Can we go slow? Can we go slow?" What does that mean, Abby? What does that mean, really? When he said, "Let's go slow."
Go slow.
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. What you mean?
No, we can't keep doing that. They're extremely intelligent. They know what.
I'm not saying they're not intelligent. That's not what I'm saying.
they will have these same conversations, and they'll tell you being sassy for being emotional and you being toxic and who hurt you. But then they'll turn right back around and go, "We never let little."
Okay. Now I said, I don't know if you was here, but so this show is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to be showing some evidence and some stuff for y'all to understand.
My apologies.
No, you good. So you go ahead and you do your thing, but after you finish, I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to show you. Go ahead.
Like, okay, Ilkan. So if you understand this, you understand that they liars, bro.
That's a fact.
Right? So why would you never take a woman at her word until she proves it to you?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is, right? That was good, Trent.
What up, bro?
What up?
That's what it is. Look, we building today. Hey, Sean, we building today, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, right? Everything else past that, you making it that way.
Yep.
As a man. I know it don't sound right when I say it, but I'm telling y'all what you do. You don't listen to her. You entertain her. You entertain what she says, but listen, no. Y'all should already have y'all boilerplate responses set up, right? That's crazy. For real? I think on it. That's crazy. For real? I think on it. You don't listen to them until it's the same thing. That what's crazy is it's the same thing they do to you. Right? It's rare for you to get a woman, right? It's rare for you to get a woman that believe you off one say. Right? The only time they're going to believe you is when it's some shit they want to be able to hold you to. Let me say that again. The only time they're going to believe you is when it's some shit they can hold you to. It's like, it's crazy. It's the same shit they do to y'all. But y'all talk about equality, but y'all don't treat them equally. You can't. You can't, because if you didn't, you would never have one. You never have one. And that's y'all problem. Y'all been raised up in a generation, y'all equal. No, y'all, it ain't never that. And they liars, so they gonna keep confirming because it's something they want to be able to hold you to. You be the man you need to be for you. And a girl that like that, that's the one. We don't bend, we don't break. We compromise where we can.
Yep.
And then it's like when you stand 10 toes down, they get mad because you ain't chasing them.
Right. But this was crazy, Severe, right? They really love when you stand 10 toes down.
That I know.
Right. But this what happened is that when you're trying to be compromising, when you're trying to help her out, right? When you're trying to go with the flow with her, right? That'll be the shit that she'll use as a weapon against you in the next argument.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Facts.
You shouldn't let me. Yep, you're right. I shouldn't let you do shit. Do y'all hear what I'm telling y'all? This grown man talk. We building today.
Yes, sir.
Right? It's what it is. You or her ain't gotta like it, but if you want to be productive in a relationship, it's what it is. Mm-hmm. Until she proves to you that ego ain't in the way.
Woo. You getting into it, brother. Mm-hmm.
Then at that point, we can get into deeper conversations, right? We can get into considerations and actually analyzing thought patterns and looking down the road, like, you know what, this might work, that might work. But until then, no.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So get into screenshot, take a shot, or whatever you need to do. So going back to what Ali said, that women, when August said he was correct in a way, I would say. Are women more emotional than logical? In a sense, no, but we are more emotions integrated than men, right? Mm-hmm. We are moved by our emotions more than men. Men are more likely to separate the emotions from thinking. So you think first and you feel later. But with women, it's combining feelings plus meaning plus this plus thinking, and then boom, that's when we come. We process things totally different from you guys, and I think that's where the disconnect sometimes come in. When I'm listening to a lot of these panels, I hear, the men will always say, we are not the same in this and that. So in this instance, we are not the same as well. We women do not process things the same. We feel first. We feel first in everything. We feel first, then we interpret the meaning, and then we justify the logic. Logic comes last, but we feel first. And this is how we are made biologically. That's how we are wired. So in a sense, August was right. We are more emotional than logical, in a sense. Okay? Y'all got it? Y'all understand? Any rebuttals?
I overstand. Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's go.
Emotional. We never let little boys be loving. We don't never let boys be vulnerable. We don't let our men know that. I agree. Listen, they're manipulating constantly. They know what they're doing, August. They take that time to learn how to take advantage of brothers who are trying to help them and love them. No, brother. Hey, August. They're not just August. You know what's funny about you saying they're emotional? If they're struggling with the capability of loving other people and themselves, how can we keep using emotions if they're not loving? That's why they'll go, hey, I'll turn feminine when I meet the right man. They pick and choose when they want to.
It's all crazy.
Yeah. So while when we breaking out what they're saying, they're not being emotional.
So Ali, do you think what you just said is logical? That is not logical. What you just said. That is not logic.
I talked to him about this before. It's like
logic at all.
It's not the word they keep missing, and I don't know what. Women are very tactical.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there, brother. We always be cooking. He about to cook all into the.
I'm about to say, let him cook.
Stop right
that oil that grease getting hot.
Yeah, this stop right there, because that clip we about to get into, then we're gonna break it down, brother, and I'm gonna let you roll, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Being logical without emotion, they're not feeling. So if they were, let's think about this. If I'm being emotional, I go, yo, how would August feel? Let me think about how August. Let me empathize. Let me sympathize and make a decision. What they do is cut off
the same thing.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Right.
No. They're being dead. They're dehumanizing themselves. They're cutting off feelings from what they would have to care about, and they make it logical. They think for themselves. They don't. It's not. We've been having this conversation for years now, right? Mm-hmm. And they've been getting away with saying they're being emotional when it's the man that's being emotional. It's the man who being caring. It's the man who's opening their heart. It's the man who will breaking their back and going, you know what? If I love her for 5 more years, because I think I feel like women are our mothers. I feel.
Pay attention to what he's saying, because it's gonna come back and bite him in the booty.
Like women are the lovers. She's gonna come around, but she never comes around. So we're the ones being emotional and being illogical for the woman, where she's being logical. She knows August is always going to pay the bills. She knows August is always going to take care of kids. She knows if she breaks down, August is going to pop. Yes, she does. Most men. No. So August, are you telling me? So let me ask you this: Who loves more? Does the man love women more, or the women love men more?
Men love women.
Men love the woman
unilaterally.
So
how
you women are unconditional.
Unconditional. I'm trying to explain it. The reason, there's a few things that we got to unpack. The first thing is we're talking about emotional. Emotional doesn't mean that you are empathetic. Women could be emotional and not be empathetic at all. It's just how they're driven, on how they process the world, on how they navigate the world. It's through how they feel about shit. That's the only way that they program to navigate the world.
And I just showed y'all the evidence, and I'm going to drop my sources as well. We feel first. So he's right.
how they feel about shit. They can't even help it, for real, to be honest with you. Now, for me personally, I'm only going to allow you're only allowed to do what I allow you to do. So if I'm battling with you every day and you're not trying to get under my program, I'm gonna get rid of your ass. That goes for any woman. I don't give a fuck about what type of trauma you've been under. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So if I gotta battle you every day, and I'm gonna pick my peace and my harmony before I pick you trying to save you or fix you. That's one thing I don't do, is fix a woman who ain't trying to be fixed. I don't even fix women. If you're not trying to get on board with the program, then you got to go. But what I'm speaking to is the fact that we got to understand the psychology and the biology of women, which is totally different from men. Men have an ability to look at things in an empathetic way. We have the ability to look at things in a logical sense, far superior than what women do. Even though we feel emotional about some shit, we know how to check our emotions way better than women. Women get flooded with their emotion, and a lot of times they feel like they showing love, but in reality they not.
He is correct.
Yes, very. Once you understand a woman's love is really selfish, you'll figure it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that you benefit her in her selfishness.
Right.
It's just what it is.
The thing about it too, though, G, women think because they experience this great range of emotion that makes them emotionally intelligent. That's two different things.
Yep, two different things. Yep.
Like it's
well, so you could feel every bit of emotion in the world that makes you emotionally intelligent. I agree with you there, Trent.
Yeah, that's what they
think. They touch every part of the emotion tree. Now they're like the factors of being emotional.
See, let's frame these conversations right. So even in that, right, y'all got to remember it's a selfish motive, right? So let me get y'all in the right frame of mind, right? Most women don't care about cheating as long as they're not getting cheated on, right? They'll sleep with the next woman's man, right? And they'll be like, it ain't me. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So when they say emotional intelligence, they're emotionally intelligent to their shit. They know what they feeling. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
They know what they're feeling. Again, you got to look at, we're not addressing the concept correct, right? The conversation correct. Most things, right? The modern woman, like I told you, a good woman is a woman that can fight her nature.
Right.
Just like a good man is a man who can fight his nature. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
So within a principle of thinking, right, it's gonna always refer back to how does this affect me? How can it help me?
Yep.
Right. That's why they don't care, right? What they're chasing is that feeling, and that feeling is how I feel now.
Exactly.
Right. That's why so many people go through it just because of misunderstandings, right? Because she didn't understand or whatever. You just didn't understand what was going on and you took it a certain way.
Right.
Right. Your feelings are the way you see a situation. It's not what really happened.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So that's the thing, right? You got to be able to grab her back. And that's the first thing of her submitting to you, is you be able to grab her back and say, no, your thinking is off.
Yep. And
you're not
that's
looking at this the right way.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So if you challenge a woman's thinking, and especially like I told you, when some crazy shit happened, right? When some weird shit happened, right? And if she can't listen to you to come back,
right,
she don't respect you, dog. She don't like you like that.
She don't like you like that. Right. Exactly. Yep. So after they had that little one, so that little spat, the other guy, Kenny, wanted to chime in on the conversation. So let's see what Kenny had to say.
Kind of like a conundrum. It's kind of like you're saying one thing but meaning another, and that's a woman. I feel like they're so confusing, bro. But I feel like men are conditional when it comes to love. Women they can change at any time. Y'all don't know my situation, right?
Right, because we move emotional. That's why we be.
He ready to get that out. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Drop that on off. Drop them eggs all off in his basket. Come on, bro.
Emotional at all.
We switch up at a down. Hormones be everywhere.
But everything Ali said, I experienced. I'm gonna say this right here. I had my third child. My lady was going through postpartum. This woman broke up with me.
Okay, guys. Men, if you have a wife, a girlfriend that is in the ages to have a baby, I really, really need you to pay attention to what is going to be said. And then I'm going to give you some lessons. Well, I'm finding the problem when people are having these conversations is back and forth and stuff like that. And when they're talking about postpartum depression, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. As a man.
I'm well versed with that.
You can't tell a woman.
I'm not a woman, so I don't know. I'm not.
That's what I'm about to say. So I'm going to school you brothers a little bit on what we actually be going through.
You know, I just learned this term maybe like in the last 5 years.
And a lot of men, they just throw it off as something light. And it's not. I'm telling you guys, it is not.
Yeah. I've been knowing this
it's to the point where a lot of women delete themselves and the baby.
That's what y'all see. Y'all don't like that woman body go through a lot. Right? This is what I keep saying. I don't get what that's your girl.
Right. They not there. They not.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's your girl. Like I think that's what women be looking at when dudes be having this.
After we had the baby.
I'm sorry.
Like she not even party to what's going on. You know what I mean? That's your girl, dog.
Yeah.
Her body done went through 9 months. You know what I'm saying? Most, if we being honest about our people, most of them don't go to gym, so it's not like she gonna get her body back.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She had this thing inside of her, was attached to her. It comes out. It's gonna change. It's gonna change, right? But like I said, what do? We accommodate where we can. We accommodate where we can. Right? So that should be the initial shit pop off as a man. You know what? I understand your body going through a lot of changes. You know what I'm saying? There's some stuff I never know about. If you need to talk to me, let me know. You want me to rub your feet? That's your girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're in that state, they need a lot of reassurance, and it requires a lot of patience from the man's part. At least 48 months. At least that's the bare minimum, for sure.
I mean, but guess what? What enables that is the humility that they have to recognize what's going on with them, to come to us and say, something's going on with me. I might can't put my finger on it, and I might not know exactly, but you know, it's that humbleness that they're not showing and alluding to that causes this discourse. Because again, like Ricky said, we sitting next to you in real time. When I tell you getting your period, you get mad at me. Like these little molehills turn into mountains. Like I'm the one that's going inside of you. I'm the one that's paying attention to your mannerisms. I'm the one paying attention to your attitude. And when I see it starting to change, I'm going to say something about it. And you cannot hold us accountable or shame us or, you know, punish us because we're noticing what's going on with the women that we love. And we take notice, the ones that are keen enough. But like Ricky said, a lot of y'all are sitting next to y'all woman and it's like sleeping with the enemy. You know what I mean?
And I agree with you, brother, on that. But there are some instances, there are some things where there are, and I'm going to show it to you in my information. That is one of the effects of PPD, where the humility, we say they have to have humility to say something's wrong with me. There's a part there actually is an emotional response that women go through when they're in that, where they feel so much shame or guilt, where they're afraid to say, I need help. So you got to take that into consideration too. Here we go.
Yo, remember we had this great push in the last, maybe the last decade or so, like this monster push on mental health and getting to see what a doctor. That's when I really first heard about this shit. I had no clue, no idea at all that this was a thing for real.
And that's why I say if you're with a woman, your wife or whatever, or you plan to have children as brothers and sisters, you need to educate yourself, because as women, you need to know this anyway. Okay. And then you need to learn. Sis, I don't know if you sent the links to the shows. So, but if not, please drop the links in the chat of the shows that you did on hormonal balance and emotional regulation. Miss She Said did some shows on those, so she can drop those in the chat. But you need to really get the information, so when you notice it, you can nip it in bud, like brother he said. You know what I'm saying? You can say something's a little off. You know what I mean? Because when she's in these emotional roller coasters, she don't know what the heck is she coming or going. I'm telling you now, you got the baby on your titty, want to suck milk every 5 minutes, and then you got this. Child, give me this look. I'm just telling you, it's not easy, guys, when it comes to, your mental state when you're going through that. So let's finish out what he's saying, and then I'm going to show my information, and then we're going to.
May I say something before you
go
click,
ahead.
Red? I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm trying to, well, I know the difference, but I'm trying to establish the difference also, like the woman's hormones when she's pregnant and this and that and other. I'm gonna label that something in a minute, but also where a man has emotions too, but we have to check them in that sense. Now, all those things tied up into the menstrual or whatever are emotions, right? There's been to a point where a woman that's going through all that, some women can check it, some women can't. It's been to a point where as though some women that has nothing but attitude hormones. I mean,
I'm going to talk about that too.
Oh, fire 24/7.
I got you, brother.
Say less. I'm gonna say less then.
You know, I be doing the research now.
I know you be saying stuff.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Baby. Right?
Oh, hold on one second. Sis, when you put the links in the chat, make sure you put what the link is, and then the link, so then people can actually know what they clicking on.
Come on now, you think that postpartum, come on, you think a woman not thinking? I think women are the most manipulators in the world, bro. Like I know you said like emotional, they're emotional driven, men are more logical. I get that, I understand. But we're not giving them too much. We're just basing a lot of off of emotion, but women use their emotions to manipulate us.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
That's true. But that's not logical. What is that, brother? That's tactical. That's tactical behavior. Let's continue.
Because we're always
physically.
Yeah. So, and then guess what? After she broke up with me, she calls me back crying, saying, "I need you. I'm just going through such." And I'm like, "Bro, how do I deal with that shit? How do I deal with that, bro?"
Logical. They're just having cake.
You hear what you just said? No, that's logical. That's not logical. How is it logical, guys?
Right.
What is he talking about?
Yeah, he contradicted himself on that one, yo. Ain't nothing logic about that.
He using the wrong word. He using the wrong word. I'm gonna take up for Ali.
It's wording.
He used the wrong word.
It's wording.
The word is tactical, as he want to use, not.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the tactical in the next clip.
I would say strategical.
Strategic.
Like
I would think it's strategic.
You know what I'm saying? Tomato.
Crazy.
Here we go.
Say it again, Ali. That is literally
it's logical. So this is what women are doing, August, is they're trying to think like men, They think they go, okay, the less I care, the more logical I can become. That's how men, outside of your woman, men are extremely logical. We only love what loves us. That's how we're supposed to operate because we can compromise ourselves. Woman thinks if she cares about you too much, she cares about the kids too much, she cares about everybody else too much. And they keep saying that while women become feminists, they compromise themselves, they compromise self-love, and they compromise their happiness. So they think about themselves, they become extremely logical about themselves. They give up emotion. Where men, in order to meet a woman halfway or go over to rescue her, men become more emotional and stop giving up logic.
Are men becoming more emotional, giving up logic?
Men become more emotional.
Yeah.
If I could be totally honest with you, men get more emotional.
You see more crash outs than a little bit.
Right? And let me explain how I know, right? Let me explain. Right. So what he just said, he was just like, okay, they do the da 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 da. It's whatever he said, right? It's logical what they doing. So if it's logical and you a man, why you can't see it?
Good question.
Right?
It would be like chess now. Now we're playing chess, right?
Right. Because you emotional, right? Because you emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She got you in your feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What I tell him, Sean, when she cry, I get cold.
Yeah.
She might listen to what I'm saying. It might be she might have a legit reason to, but when she cry, I get cold.
Yeah. My dad said the same thing.
Right? Because I want to be what's your angle?
Mm-hmm.
What's your angle for real? Right? And again, if she come out with some whoop-de-whoop, I'm gonna smack her hand down. But if she come out with some real shit, we gonna talk about it.
Right.
We gonna talk about it. Like I said, I accommodate where I can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't break. I don't bend. But y'all ain't gonna watch this anyway. Y'all ain't gonna watch this anyway.
Yeah, they ain't gonna watch it.
Over here. Y'all watch this in the Steelers on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
Hey, Sean, Red, it'll be lives out about this, you know, in a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Not quite, not the title and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see the conversation on somebody else's panel with 300 people in the chat. But anyway, I digress.
Shout out to the thieves on YouTube, man.
Making members only.
Yeah, I don't trust women's tears, bro. Never.
Okay.
I just can't.
Okay, so let's finish this out because then I'm gonna give you.
What you say, Trent? I'm sorry, sis. What you say, Trent?
Say it
I
again.
said I don't trust women's tears.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Oh, you
yeah,
shouldn't.
I don't. I absolutely don't. I could look back at my life in itself, you feel me, and look at the patterns at XYZ,
right.
my own. Yeah, I could see it plain as day.
Take heed. What's good, baby? How you doing, sis? Make sure y'all subscribe. Take heed to the message. You know what I'm saying?
All content creators, please put a hashtag RLV in the chat. It will drop your links. Okay, so we can all follow.
Like my shit is circular because it's true. I know y'all don't like it. It's cool, right? This is what I be saying, right? That instinct, Severe. You hear what I'm saying? When you see a girl cry, you got to learn to dull that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I'm telling you, what they do is they take our love and use it against us.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
This is the real game, right? She loves you. Listen to what I'm saying. She loves you for real.
Yes.
Right? She loves you the same way you be loving her for real.
Yep.
Talk to him, bro.
We just use different tactics. Right? And it don't make sense that y'all can spot the tactics, but can't pick a good girl. Good girls do it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Understand no matter what you know. The understand no matter what you do, right? This gonna come with a woman, and you like women, don't you? It come with them.
Okay.
It comes with them. If not, y'all see the way the world going. There's plenty of boys out here for y'all. If that's what y'all into. If you want somebody who think and move like you, you want a boy.
Damn, huh? Shots fired.
I see August is in the chat. Hey, August, click the link. You can come up because you're the subjects on tonight. I'm gonna drop the link for August.
I share the same sentiment. I just word it different. You know what I mean? Like, and I know how Ricky is putting it. You know, we love our women, so there's a certain consideration we give them. But for me, it's a callus. You know what I mean? I'm a sports guy, so you get a callus on your hand when you dunk the ball, and it starts to become numb, and that's what it does for me. I absolutely recognize and empathize and sympathize, but I'm growing a little callous every time you use those tears, especially the daughters, because it could be weapons. You know what I mean? And if you are allowing them to plant these little landmines, and that's how I've been putting it for years, like they're strategic. They want you to walk in a minefield. And if you want tiptoe around them, like they like, I got this, I got him. Oh my God. I'll put this one down, no body count. I'll put this one down, pay for the date, and he's tiptoeing around all of them. Like I got him. So, you know, it's just, we love y'all, but at the same time, we paying attention in real time. And that's what I was talking about, you know, the postpartum. Like I'm here with you. I'm sitting next to you. Like we on this journey together. So I see the changes. I see the maturation. So, you know, just being humble enough to recognize that you walking through this with me and I see you going through the changes, just like vice versa. You know, we just be humble enough to consider each other, listen to each other, and maybe we can get through this together. You know what I mean?
I think that's what the problem is. You know, what you just said, you said you're noticing everything about her and you're humble enough, you know, to tap into that. And I think that's what the problem is. They just kind of like, because when I'm listening to them actually talking about it, they kind of dismissing it. Like, oh, she always saying postpartum.
You can't dismiss what you don't pay attention to.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
this supposed to be your girl.
Exactly.
Right? Don't y'all, hey, shout out to the fellas, but y'all want, hey, it ain't one way. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It ain't one way. Right? I say it all the time. It's crazy how a nigga that beat chicks can always keep a chick.
Right.
Gang.
You see what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to be real with y'all selves. There's something wrong with you too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's something wrong. I'm saying honest, if you want to be in a I'm talking about a real relationship where y'all grow together. The shit y'all say y'all won't, but y'all really don't, because if you wanted you to work for it, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Right? We having conversation. Right? As a man, you're supposed to have your shit together.
Yeah.
As a man, you're supposed to have your shit together. You want somebody to respect you because you got a dick?
That part.
That's it?
That part.
That's it.
That part, bro.
Y'all come up here and act a crazy way against a woman. She don't know you from Adam, right? But then expect her to reverend you like you her uncle or some shit.
Right.
Like, just that's like, what have you done? What's your track sheet? I don't get how y'all having these conversations like y'all still 23 and 24. Like, that's not the case. You niggas is 35, 40, 36. Y'all, you're supposed to have something to show for yourself.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
After a certain age, it ain't no more excuses, G, to be honest. After a certain age, you should have went through the rough spells of learning the bumping and the bruising and got your shit. You're right. You're absolutely right. I agree.
I mean, and like y'all were talking about earlier, I think it's the reasons to qualify as well. You know what I mean? Like what have you done that she sees? Like sometimes they gotta see that you're qualified at this.
We're gonna get into that too.
You know what I mean? You know.
It's the same thing like how they pick how they look at mating, right? The danger of it in itself of having a child, right? They want to pick the best available option, right? The financial stability, the gene pool, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
They want to feel like they pick the best available option.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, that
like
makes sense.
You gotta get it once you get in the right frame of mind, it get easy.
Exactly.
It get easy once you get in the right frame of mind, right? Because that's the Pookie argument, right? That's the scammers argument, right? They believe that man gonna take them somewhere they ain't been, right? Show them some shit they ain't never saw.
Exactly. We gotta feel like he's the one.
Absolutely agree.
You gotta feel
I mean,
like
self-preservation is the first
and
stage.
so August is right. We are all about feelings. I don't know why that was so hard for them to get, but
BZ, chill out, man. Nah.
what is BZ doing? Uh-oh. So somebody was saying something? We good? Everybody good?
I just said self-preservation is the first rule of nature. You know what I mean? So always keep that in y'all head, y'all. They always gonna do what's best for them, innately or you know.
We're about to get into it when we finish this postpartum thing. Hold on, here we go.
That's why we become insane. That's why a lot of men take their lives. And that's why a lot of men are deleting themselves as well, too, because they're in their emotions. They're not in their logic. Because if they were in their logic, we would operate different as a whole. We would operate different as a minority. But men have become more emotional. And the more emotional men are becoming, the more women are compromising the men using logic. They're not using emotion.
So he was talking about y'all brothers. Y'all getting more emotional right here.
They compromise.
So you compromising your life.
You don't compromise.
Yeah, I was trying to track what Ali was saying just now.
We about to get into that too, because August was trying to tell them this, but he got so much. And I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed at that chat. I was like,
he was there live for it?
Yeah. Oh. He told you that 2 weeks ago. I was so annoyed. I was so bothered.
I'm trying to tell you. It just be falling in your lap, don't it?
I was like, brother, he be saying it all the time. Why y'all not? What in the? Oh, Lord, child. All right, let's look at this postpartum depression real quick, y'all. I'm just going to skim through it because it's a lot, okay? Look, postpartum plus hormonal disruption can wreak havoc on us, okay? We have a lot. We don't just have estrogen. Y'all know about the estrogen, and we don't just have the cortisol or prolactin. We have a lot of hormones in our bodies. Sis, drop the link for your hormonal balance show. Y'all check it out. Take a picture. After childbirth, estrogen, progesterone, all that drops. It crashes, okay? Here are some of the issues that you may see. Feelings feel bigger, louder, and more intense than ever. Sadness, rage, fear, just oh my God. Distorted thinking. And you are overwhelmed with fight or flight. Here's another one. You are detached and you have numbness, emotionally flat. Don't touch me. Touch me. Don't touch me. Touch me. I can't stand you.
Ain't that bipolar?
Love on me. Oh my God, I can't stand you. This is what happens. This is what happens to our bodies, guys.
Ain't that bipolar?
Huh?
Ain't that bipolar?
I can't with you.
I'm just saying.
Yes. It is.
Something like that.
We are. You literally become temporarily bipolar. Yeah. You might. Yeah. You can put it like that. Yep.
That's why most people be breaking up after they get pregnant.
Exactly. And you saw what his example was. Right after she had the baby.
Talk to him.
She said, "Get out." She said, "Get out." So a woman's emotional and mental stability depends on our hormonal balance, guys. Indeed. Let me say it again. Our emotional and mental stability depends on a lot what goes on in our bodies. That's not loud. Look, the emotions get louder, the feelings get louder, the craziness gets louder, and logic goes out the window.
So, question.
Yes.
Why y'all mamas not teaching y'all that?
God damn it.
Brother, okay?
When I say it, I mean, Mr. He said your comments are sad.
But brother, I'm gonna have to take it down to another generation.
Oh.
Because grandma didn't tell them either.
Did they? Well, they not. I don't want to say they unlearned or they dumb, but did they know? I'm not shooting bail, but did they have the whole process down itself to say like, this is what it is, this is what they expect? I don't know. I'm not sure, G. Like I said,
even I wish this was up here because she can have to kind of chime in. Even when you go to the doctor, they don't even tell you if you don't ask.
That's a fact. They against y'all.
Especially with us black women.
Yeah,
if you don't ask the questions,
they're against y'all.
You're not gonna get the information.
That's a fact.
So ladies, you literally have to research and learn everything for me. And me and sis do this. We research and learn things before we even go to the doctor. Cause I want to know exactly what you're talking about.
You gotta be your own best advocate when you go to
I'm about to say, self-advocacy.
Bro, they're order takers. Like, here's the thing. They take orders. You tell them what to do because you have the most information. You know about your body, or hopefully. But
I hope so. Yeah.
I'm not even going to touch that. Here's what I'm going to say about the topic. I'm for the postpartum. Like, think about what it is. The girl had the baby growing inside of her for X amount of time, and now the baby is stripped away from her, and she's sad about it. I want a woman like that. I'm willing to help you through that. That's nurturing. That's caring. She was so attached to that thing growing inside of her, that parasite.
Yep.
Draining all her resources. Again, if you don't have the empathy to learn that that's what's happening, you could say it was, this beautiful experience and y'all had this baby shower with all the Hennessy and the weed and shit, but it was a parasite growing inside of her, leeching off of her for 9 months. And then that shit got stripped out of her body, and she's going through an extreme sadness because of that. And if you're not able to process that, if you don't give a fuck about that dog, all you want to do is have sex with her no matter what, that's wild.
But so, she's got to be able to recognize that first.
That's the humility I said first. Right. She got to come to me and say, listen, honey, something going on with me. And we got to be together on this. But like you said, bro, if we not together when the baby toes even touch the earth.
Right, then it's pretty much she double dosed herself low key, huh?
This trick baggery at its finest, bro. This shit crazy.
Let me address this. She said this is just new. It's super rare back in the day. Actually, you are wrong. It was diagnosed as something else or ignored back in the day.
Yeah, woman or woman back then and now. I don't think that it didn't happen back then. I just think, like I was saying, with the mental health push, that's when I heard about these things, it being a thing, like women going through something. I was like, wait, what the fuck is that? I've never heard about that shit until
it wasn't labeled. Women, look, see, y'all gonna make me do a show. Women were put in institutions for postpartum back in the day. So you're wrong, my dear. It's not rare.
Yeah,
it was very common.
They didn't know what was,
and
they just didn't know, right? That's what I was thinking.
Didn't know what it was.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a fact. I mean, the doctors don't like our ladies. Like, it's been so many days when Nikki come home crying, and that's when we at our weakest. Like, ain't shit I can do about that. Like, they told her, like, suck it up. Like, y'all take pain. Like, we don't give a fuck about your hysterectomy and your whole reproductive system being taken out. Like, they didn't give a fuck about that. They like, figure it out. And she had to do the research. She had to care enough about herself, but she had a village around her. Like, let's go.
This comment is very, very true. They really started paying attention when women start to commit suicide, and they started to delete their babies more.
The babies, I remember that. I remember hearing about that part, not the self-deletion part. I remember hearing about them. What's it called? Infanticide.
Infanticide.
Mm-hmm. That's when I heard about it.
Yeah, infanticide and filicide, absolutely.
Yep.
That's when I heard about it. I was like, what? So
And now with social media and all that kind of stuff, now we see more of it, but it's definitely nothing new. Now let's get into the facts in relationships and marriage. Communication breakdown. He talked about that in the clip. Increased conflict or withdrawal, misinterpretation, intent. It could be, everything you say can feel like it's hostile. Why you yelling at me? And you ain't even yell at her. She just be tripping. Okay. PPD relates to irrational thinking. It's hormone driven. It's temporary but treatable, guys and ladies. But untreated, it can damage marriages, self-identity, and bonding. Understanding this doesn't mean excuse the harm. We're not making excuses, but it explains the behavior.
Right. It doesn't matter, excuse or not. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and this is the and I'm going to show you one more thing with this, and then we're going to move on. I need y'all to understand, we ladies have a lot of hormones in our bodies that will wreak havoc. Ease my hormones. Where is it?
What'd you do with it? Losing stuff.
Okay. Ladies, we got a lot of stuff going on in there. This is a few. Okay. This is when estrogen is in balance, right? We get anxiety, depression, irritability, brain fog, mood swings, and low self-worth. Brother got fruit. Okay. Brother, show the fruit, brother. When we had the progesterone, right? When that's low, we get weird. Okay.
The progesterone is crazy.
Testosterone, yes, brothers. We have testosterone too.
But
when it's low, depression, low motivation, I don't want to do this. I don't feel like it. You get emotional. When it's high, you're irritable, you're irritated, you're aggressive. Men, when your woman all of a sudden starts to be aggressive and mean and outraged and fussing, tell that girl to go to the doctor and have her levels checked.
You better go have a VA.
If your woman all of a sudden have all these disruptions in her personality and her character, tell her or take her to the doctor and have your hormone levels checked. And a lot of times, a lot of things that these ladies are doing with themselves or whatever, basically, sometimes it boils down to their hormones all balanced. Easy fix. When the oxytocin is low or disrupted, detachment. Don't touch me. Get out my house.
Bipolar.
I got a headache.
Difficulty bonding. That's with you and the baby. Emotional numbness. She's feeling unloved. She's feeling unsafe. No matter what you say, no matter what you do.
I feel like I'm in this relationship by myself.
Yep, there you go.
You can
get out, get out, nigga. I don't need you.
And check this out. This is one of the number one things that doctors tend to check for in women, the thyroid thing, when that's unbalanced, when your thyroid is in balance, you experience every last one of these things.
Yo, question.
Yes.
I've never heard about a man dealing with a thyroid problem.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I've only heard about women dealing with this.
Let's welcome August to chat. Hi,
August. What up, Aug?
What's going on? Great.
Everything's everything, my boy. How you doing, man?
I'm cooling, man.
Good to see you, man.
So, August, you are test subject number 2. Other than Ali.
Yeah.
If you've been listening to us, what are your thoughts on what we discussed so far?
It's just all on point. I was actually very excited about this because it was, just having a conversation with Ali and the rest of the panel was kind of difficult because they weren't really, trying to grasp what it was I was saying. And I wasn't giving excuses to behaviors. I was trying to give them a different perspective so that they can empathize and be able to navigate it better instead of just, you know, being angry about it. You know, so.
Right. All right, brother. You ready for your tactical conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go.
Yes. Go ahead, why so serious?
Man, y'all really just, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's bro.
You feel like we make an excuse for these women. That's what you think.
I say, like, when you say that, like, you got to take it back, though. Because a lot of women swerving down, they smarter than me, and we can do better, we do better, but why y'all can't get a man to jump off the porch with y'all? Y'all can't get a man past the first date, past the Netflix and chill.
My Lord, why so serious?
God damn.
Shit.
Wow. My thing is, I get what you saying. Women are tactical. I wouldn't say they logic. They're more tacticians. A chick with ammo is a chick like Rambo. Meaning, I hear women say all the time, I can if I ain't got, a lot of women look for the situation where if a situation with a man where I can get everything I can get from him without.
Look at Ali face, y'all.
God damn it.
Hey, I mean, he listening. The one thing you can say is he listening. You know what I'm saying?
No, he not. Okay, Ricky.
Yeah, he not.
No, he not. That's the problem.
He's not listening.
The whole situation, he was not listening.
He looked like
I want to play poker. I want to play poker with Ali. Ali, whenever you want to play poker, man, holla at me.
It seemed like he just grasped on one word and just didn't be like, oh.
Damn.
He did a lot of filling in the blanks too when we were having a conversation where he would try and tell me what it is, and I said, and it's like I didn't say that. You know, you're saying
that.
So.
I took that up too. We're gonna get to that part too.
Yeah,
I'm with you, August. I'm on your side.
We'll see for how long.
CEO is in the house. CEO is back, guys. So let me change the setup so everybody get up here.
Welcome back.
All right. Why so serious was right about the tactical. He was absolutely correct.
For sure.
Giving up 6. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm getting, you get what I'm saying? Ali?
No, he don't get it.
They're being tactical, they're being logical.
No, they're not.
Totally different things.
Let's go. Let's change the screen somewhat because everybody see it.
Oh, you ready?
A tactical woman thinking is outcome centered. Listen up, brethrens. She's not logical, she's tactical. The women that you guys be describing on these panels is not a logical woman, she's a tactical woman.
Not at all.
She adjusts her behaviors based on advantage or leverage.
Yes, Lord.
Perceived advantage.
She can compartmentalize. I'm getting tongue tied. Truth.
Compartmentalize.
Thank you. Y'all help me.
Right. What that's like old girl that was on Fatty's show, right? Again, he got 2 wives, but I'm really the side chick, right? They could put the truth in whatever box they want to make the narrative fit what they want at that time.
Exactly. She was set aside what's true and important or honest when it's threatened what she really wants.
It's
not because she doesn't. It's not because she don't know she's wrong.
It's inconvenient, right?
Like that chick, she knew she was wrong, but she wanted that man that had the bag
and the swag.
Right. Because it was convenient.
She thought she had her one, boy. She thought she had her one. For real, she threw all her chips in the middle of the table, boy. She thought she had her one.
When y'all are describing,
I bet you the sex was disgusting too. She was just nasty with it.
Yeah.
Brother.
She went all out. I'm telling you.
That's the. I said that on my review of it.
She was heated when he was like, "Nah, that ain't it, shorty."
Well, and she said she waited 5 years too, right?
He's like, I appreciate you, but that ain't it.
But thanks, but no thanks.
So let's finish. So we can go back to the clip.
Let's go.
The woman that you guys are describing, remember you always talk about the chameleons? She's flexible, she's adaptable, you know, she's chameleon-like behavior. That's the tactical woman, not the logical woman, guys. Okay? Take a screenshot of this list. Let's listen to what they got to
Hold on, go back quick. Go back.
No,
You gotta
Go back real quick. I'm sorry.
Go back to the
This tactical thinking. Look, that's the most important one. Is this useful right now?
Yes. Yep.
That's
in the moment.
most important one. Yep.
That's a fact.
Is this useful right now in this very minute of what I'm trying to
That
get
goes,
done?
yep. That goes for every sentence too. Forget
Mm-hmm.
the previous, whatever was said previous. This is,
This
I mean, this is
right now.
opportunistic at its finest. You know what I mean? And they're just opportunity personified, if I can say that.
And wait a minute. Here's another one that we need to put a pin in. And August said it. Women often are tactical when they are in fear or in what?
Survival mode.
Survival mode.
Survival mode. Yep.
That's why I tell y'all, take away her excuses, and she actually has.
So let me ask y'all this real quick, because I see a lot of retorts for, you know, this analogy that women listen to their boss more than they listen to their man. A lot of people say, you know, their boss is paying them, but their man is not paying them with a life, a mortgage, a car note, a vacations. Like, they're not being paid.
Are they?
The man that they love and all of that. Like, that's not.
But
not in the same way. Like,
right.
You know, when a woman's making her own, like a man is, they would consider that the bare minimum, right? That's why that's a conversation now, right? You're supposed to provide a shelter and a safe space for these women, but like,
yes.
When they're making their own money, they can do whatever with that money. Like, they can't take the mortgage and go buy Mac, but with that paycheck, they could go buy the Mac and the Sephora and the Fenty. So it's like it's like, it's money. It's actual money, like currency. Like, they don't see what we provide as currency. Because if they did, the divorce rates would be a lot lower.
That's what you post to. You know what I mean?
I think there's another element to it as well. Like, there's another side to it. They're being propagandized to seek independence from men, and so there's a big push for that's happening. And women are very susceptible to propaganda far more than men. That's why they spend more. So the propaganda is even forcing them to do what's outside of their beneficial interest, because they're working harder versus being taken care of, which, you know, if you really did the math and they stopped to think about it, that don't make any sense. So that's
at the same time, G. At the same time, it's almost like they've been told that a man is a pipe and a paycheck. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's easy for them to look at men like, okay, if I get a job, I can replace. You understand what I'm saying? I can buy a horse. I can replace these.
It doesn't matter what they're told. God damn it!
I can't hear you.
It doesn't matter what they're told.
Right?
All that matters is how they feel about it.
How we feel about it.
Because it makes them feel good. I agree.
You gotta fix your thinking. You gotta fix your thinking.
Go ahead.
You got to, right? Because and what's crazy, Trent? Look what I'm saying. It's our natural inclination to do this. It's our natural inclination to get them a way out. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
That's our natural inclination as men. That's our nature. We want a woman to look at us like the hero. That's our manly ego. That's make me feel like a man.
I agree.
Right? So, hey, shout out, hey, BZ. This is why I say it's over with. This is why I say it's over with, right? Because, right, how do you take the very thing that makes a man and nullify it? Y'all see what's happening. Men would rather go to the gym they'd rather be by themselves. Every single one of us, hey, you know what I'm saying? I prefer to be up in some pussy right about now. Let's keep it gangster.
Big old facts.
Right? They telling you, they what? But the only way we got to combat this is what, Trent? Leave them alone. If she ain't on your program, August, leave her alone, right?
Yeah,
ain't no growing path. Ain't no what. Everybody keep asking for what's the way to deal with it. Leave them alone.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Exactly what I said, man. Like seriously.
I don't understand what people don't see. Like y'all worried about politics and that shit ain't gonna matter when a fucking population dropped by fucking 20% in 6 years.
Right.
Fucking schools can't get filled because people not having kids. I don't know what to tell. This shit is over with. It's over with. Right? Why you think AI coming? You think AI coming to replace your job? No, AI coming because it ain't gonna be no people.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, that was a bar right there.
All right. Are we ready for the video? Here we go.
Listen, they recognize our patterns. They recognize what we care about. They recognize how we'll give them leverage. They recognize how to do it. And that's why you'll do something and go, man, why the hell did she know? Like, how did she figure me out like this? She's thinking.
Yeah,
she's
right.
watching you.
I'm
gonna
tell you why.
Let me finish.
All right.
We keep trying to be condescending towards women and downplay their intelligence. Women are extremely smart. We can downplay it as much as we want to. They know what they're doing. They know how to operate what they're doing. When they want something, they're gonna get it. When they're looking for something, they're gonna find it. So
You just describe a tactical woman, not a logical woman.
we can go, oh man, that's just a woman. She don't know what she's doing. She know exactly what she do. She know how she got to point A to point Z, and she's thinking about it. She puts a lot of thought in it as well too. Before she listen, your woman will have a plan D while she has you. You think your woman gonna leave you before she sets up another plan for herself before she leaves you? She already gonna have a place to stay before she ever leaves you. So let's not downplay the women's intelligence and then downplay our own.
Intelligence has nothing to do with this conversation.
This is all tactical.
It's not about how smart she is or how intelligent she is. It's how she's maneuvering.
Yeah, logical is
making decisions.
Logical is, you see what I'm saying? You're saying the action she's using is logical, but that's because it looks like that because it's tactical.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What you saying is that what they do makes sense to you.
Right.
I don't know if y'all remember the saying, men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
From Venus, yeah.
Yeah. And so that statement is so true because it really does shed a perspective on how men, how they facilitate and see the world and how women facilitate and see their world. And when you think about it, right, we got people on this planet that we don't even speak the same language on, right? But imagine being from two different planets, experiencing the sun and having different years, completely different. That's what it's like when it comes to men and women. So Ali's perspective is coming from a man's from Mars. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking Martian, but she don't speak Martian. She speak Venus. You know what I'm saying? And on Venus, they do things way different. And I keep trying to share that with people where they have to understand it'll help you to set up empathy and set up the right boundaries so that you're getting the best outcome out of the women that you want. I was watching Ask a Brother podcast, and he was saying that it's his belief that women are just waiting for the right instruction. And a lot of men, they just don't know how to set up the right proper boundaries. They ride the emotional roller coaster with women and they shouldn't, There's a way to, to navigate that.
That makes sense. Sense. Nikki chimed in from the back. She pretty much said the ladies flow in and out of Mars and Venus so fluently that it's hard for us to put our finger on it, and they do it deliberately.
Ali in here, hey,
because it's going to be
What's
hard
good,
for us
boy?
to put our finger on it.
What's
What up,
up,
Ali?
What's
It's poppin'.
good,
But yeah, she says they flowing in and out of Mars and Venus deliberately and intentionally, sometimes based on the hormones we talking about, all of the things we've been talking about. They can operate on like all sides of the fence, and we don't know kind of how to identify it or put our finger on it to attack it. So they always have the upper hand.
Exactly. Yep. All right, guys. Ali, the link is at the top if you want to come.
Link.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he says, we keep downplaying a woman's logic and they get to playing with us in triple overtime.
No, what you do is you think you smarter, that you're smarter than her when it comes to the emotional games and gameplay, right? The tactical part of it, right? Her moving certain pieces into the play and you not recognizing them too late. You see what I'm saying? But the real easy way to fix this is, you be right as a man at all things, right? When it comes to your lady, right? Don't give her no excuses. So then when she come with some bullshit, you be like, what's your problem for real?
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Ali. My coach would have said triple overtime. How the fuck they even sticking around with y'all so long? Y'all should have been done with them in the regular game. So if they still sticking around till triple overtime, we kind of playing up to the level of our competition. Yeah.
And that is exactly what August was saying.
I didn't think it's all.
I need the typing paragraph in the chat. You can put in the super chat.
What I'm saying, Ali, they liars, bro. That's the nigga. They liars. They liars. That's all. Like, get your baselines together. Is all I'm saying. 9 times out of 10,
exactly.
It's all manipulation.
What do you say? We all want.
I think it's all manipulation. My bad.
That's the whole. That's the whole thing. Everybody, like,
I'm confused on that one. Where that came from?
Yeah,
he's trying to say that.
He's trying to say that. That's a fact.
He's trying to. Well, not me. Not me.
Oh.
Your girl was a virgin.
Yeah, me and my wife got married at 21. 22.
Okay, then that's one, right? But everybody. Yeah, but if your girl has sex before you, that's what it is.
Right.
The truth is, the truth. I got you, August. My bad. Right. The truth is, you're supposed to be with that one you hit. That first one you hit, that's supposed to be your girl for real. You supposed to be her man. Let's stop lying about the shit. Let's stop lying. I understand what it is, but what it should have been is that first person you hit, you're supposed to be with them for a lifetime. That's your wife for real. That's your husband for real.
Now you right. Yeah,
that's true.
Okay,
that's true.
You know what? Somebody take a screenshot of Ali face. Look at it.
He's looking like a light-skinned Teddy Pendergrass. Ain't he?
Look like he's singing something. He look like he's serenading right now.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, turn this into a meme.
If you left me now, look now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish this.
Intelligence and keep getting compromised because we want to go. She not smart, and you know what?
But smart and intelligence got nothing to do with this conversation. Again, we're talking about tactfulness, strategical thinking.
Boy.
I think he's blending the two because you got to have some type of logic to have tactics.
No, you
don't.
An idiot can follow a process, sir.
Exactly.
An idiot can follow a process.
A process or a tactic. Like if they're coming up with these,
the tactic is the process. The tactic is the process,
right? But like you got to come up with that. Like
where she get it from? Where she get it from?
I don't know where she get it from.
She get it.
Oh yeah.
She get it from her mom. She get it from her mama. She got it from her auntie. She got it from her.
I mean, it's a thin line between.
My mom's put me on to that.
Ali's still butting against the grain. We're not saying she's not smart. We're not saying that she's not intelligent. We're just breaking down the difference between a tactical woman and a logical woman. You are you're saying that a woman is logical. There's a difference between a woman being tactical and a woman being logical. That's what we're trying to get you to understand. So just in case you weren't here to see this, here you go.
Ali, she cheated on her test, bro. She had somebody do her finals for her.
Right. It's a difference between
exactly.
a cookbook and a cookbook. A cookbook got ingredients in it. You just reproduce it. Just do what I did, and you're gonna get a good cake. So, you know, a playbook and a cookbook is completely different.
Yes, you can come up, Ali.
Yeah, you
no,
know what?
Ali, they're not logical.
Who just said that? Who just said what they? Who just said that? Like who just spoke?
Who just said a playbook and a cookbook ain't the same? That was me.
Yeah. That was you. Yeah, that was good. That's a good analogy.
Talk about it. Come on, man. Tell them, man, because they're not gonna say it. They're not gonna say it about me.
Nah, that was good because women
Nobody
do be
gonna
reading
say
a lot of books.
I ever say is
like,
good, but they gonna use it though.
You know, like the cosmetology and like all those magazines that y'all get, y'all read that stuff and do pick up them tactics. So now I'm picking up what you're putting down. They did learn it from someone. Yeah, I feel what you're saying now.
Listen to what I'm saying. You could teach a monkey how to play the bongos.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, let's be like, no, like it's not logical because they don't do the shit. Don't make sense, right? They'll have a man that love them and fuck them over. That's not logical.
Exactly. I think he's not getting. I'm about to show you the slide on logical. So Ali, if you didn't get it, this right here is what attacked the women that y'all be describing on these panels all the time is a tactful woman. She's tactical.
Yeah.
Read it. Take a screenshot. That is a tactical woman, not a logical woman. I think he may be trying to come up. I think he said he's in the car. Since we on the subject, let me pull up logical one.
Yes, man. Get your slides together.
A logical woman moves with intent, okay? She moves by cause and effects. She understands that actions create outcomes. She expects both herself and others to live with those outcomes. A logical woman moves with fairness, accuracy, internal consistency, okay? With a logical woman, there is no double standards. She's not flip-flopping.
Yeah.
She makes decisions based on principles.
They're yours anyway.
A logical woman does things that are right, even if it hurts her. She's still going to do it because she's thinking logical.
Mm-hmm.
A logical woman takes accountability. A logical woman, brother, you know how I be doing my thing. You know I be doing my thing, brother. Let me break it down to him.
It's all facts.
A logical woman takes accountability. She doesn't run from it. A logical woman builds lives. She doesn't destroy it. A logical woman communicates truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even if it hurts her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a rare woman then.
Her faults. She respects structure, even without erasing herself. She resolves conflicts, not get into mess. She chooses peace through alignment and not control. That, sir, my problem child number 2, is a logical woman. So as a woman, I can truly say that most women move tactical.
What is this? I've never seen one
woman and not a logical woman.
Is this a red herring? Is this extinct? I've never seen one of these.
You said you never seen one?
I've never seen one. No. Never seen one. In the wild or in captivity, I have never seen one. Like that own fault without sin is crazy. That's crazy. A woman who own fault without what are you? Come on now. Yes. Come on now, doggy.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Let me tell you something that my mama taught me. She said the one thing she taught me is never to be afraid to be the first person to accept fault and apologize.
Without spin?
Without spin. Right on the spot. I would be the first person to apologize.
I gotta see it. I'm gonna be honest.
You want me to call him?
No. Ain't no need for all that. Ain't no need for all
I get. I mean, and she said without spin, without trying to minimize your feelings or anything like that. That's how you're supposed to be.
I got you.
You said apologize, right?
Apologize and take accountability for making it, owning your faults without trying to spin it to make it,
Right.
I'm or how they say all the time, I'm gonna apologize, because you want me to.
Right.
Apologizing because you actually feel and know that you did something wrong and feel sorry for what you did.
That's a skill that you had to develop, or something that you just had.
Yes, she had to develop it. Yes. Yes, most definitely. Yes.
I had to teach that.
But even
hey, but you love your girl though. August, you see what I'm saying?
Exactly. You love her.
You love your girl.
Yeah, no, I do it. I'm not saying I don't love her, but if she wouldn't, she wasn't, open to teaching it, I would have got rid of her.
Exactly.
And she knows that.
And we're about to get to
patience.
that part. We're about to get to that part when you were explaining that, and I was like, he is cooking, and they just not listening. But here we go.
I'm gonna land that good grab at you. That's why she can keep using therapy.
Yeah.
That's why she can keep using emotional availability and emotional intelligence. That's why she can keep using God, because we keep going. She doesn't know any better. She's just in her emotions. She's extremely logical. She's making you think for her instead of you thinking for yourself to take care of her as well too. We always thinking about how she thinking, but we replace it with, oh, it's her emotions. It's not her thoughts.
All right.
Damn.
Questions on that one?
Yo, a lot of the stuff Unc be saying really be going over my head sometimes until I like sit with it for a little bit. Like he explains it in such a simple form that you'll be like, nah. But when you sit with it and then start to recall, like, yo, they really are tactical. Like a woman's best tactic is to use the system against you because she knows it's there and she knows it's like a weak point for you. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, Uncle Rick?
I'm just waiting for you to finish your thought.
Well, I want to say the jeans. You was on that. You was on there when Ali was on there, right?
I came on for a little bit. I had to correct you on one thing.
You didn't correct me on anything. You said something though that I thought was so impactful that I wanted to get into, but we didn't get a chance to get to it.
Which one was that?
You were talking about avoiding arguments to keep the peace. Remember you saying that? Yeah, I was telling y'all that's a horrible idea.
Well, nah, like when I say avoid the argument, what I'm saying is like the shouting. Usually in a private setting, it's a lot of shouting, emotions are high. We can calm down and have a conversation about it later. But like in the heat of the moment, sometimes we just gotta just sit back and cool off.
Now, sometimes you gotta shout that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes this is what I'm trying to explain to you.
Different. Like
what?
This is what I'm trying to convey to y'all. As sometimes you gotta just remain cool. Like this is what she do, bro.
Well, nah.
And
sometimes you gotta
yell.
Sometimes you gotta yell at her. Sometimes you gotta get. Sometimes because you gotta think about it, right?
Raising your voice at her.
Your tone. Like y'all having a screaming match towards each other. Sometimes you just gotta do it, and then you gotta calm down a little bit.
Yeah, that's
and then
not.
you gotta take a break, or you need to take a break.
I done been in too many situations.
But let me explain to you why I say that, because it's better to just get it out of the way. You know what I mean? Because if you keep avoiding it, it's almost like a shit test where you are subjecting yourself to how she feels at that moment and you're avoiding it. Me personally, what I would do is, if I'm not, if I can control myself, I will. But if I can't, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the best that I can. But we're gonna have this conversation, whether we're gonna shout it out and she gotta say, you're yelling at me again, and I gotta go, okay, my bad. Let me tone it down a little bit. Let's keep on going. You gotta get through it, because if you don't, what you do is you put it on. It comes back with interest. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got to play the remember game of what we'll say it at that time and all that other shit. And that's another argument that you got to go through. It come back with more shit, more problems. So it's better for you to just go ahead and get that shit out the way right away.
Yeah.
That's the rule of that's the rule of thumb in my house, where I don't
say that
like
shit.
the,
Yeah, say
you know
that
what I'm
shit.
saying? I don't, yeah, look, let's get this over with so we can get past this shit. And you can get mad and I get mad. We can apologize, we keep on moving. But go ahead.
This how I do it in this how I do it in my house, and I had to learn to do this, right? When emotions are high, just be quiet. Right? Hold on. No, see, just hold on. I'll be quiet because once she calmed down and she starts thinking, she's gonna approach me apologetic, right? And then we can talk while the tensions are low. Now, the reasons I prefer the tensions to be low, because I dealt with too many women where I had to end up in bookings to calm down. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So I would prefer to calm down and relax in my house than to calm down in bookings around a bunch of dudes. So when the only pattern that I can recognize for me getting there was engaging while tensions are high. Nothing physical had to happen, but it sounds crazy to the neighbors. It sounds crazy to, the passerbyers, right? So we got to calm that down and then engage while tensions are low, right? Because you want to get your point across, but at what cost? Because them $3,500 bills add up, and if I would have just bank account would be looking a lot better.
For me, it's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Can I respond to that real quick? I wanted to respond to what he was saying. I could tell you the cost, and to me, if you're dealing with a woman where if you get into a heated argument with her and she sends you to jail, that's not, you're dealing with the wrong type of women. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous to me. Now, the way that it works is that when women shit test you, that's just their nature. You know what I'm saying? If you're not able to withstand her and her perception, you can't withstand no man in this world, and so she gonna lose respect for that. So for me, this is, and you could do how you want in your house. For me, I get the ultimate respect in my house, and the reason why is because my way is final, and I don't play I'm gonna wait till you calm down game. We don't play that here. We go based off of my rules, and if you don't like it, you can just go ahead and leave and go find somebody else that you might find fits the, type of leadership style that is what you're looking for. But here, if I say to be quiet, you got to be quiet. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not waiting for you to calm down because you have to respect me as a man, as the leader here. And so I lead from the front. I don't lead from the back. I understand what you're saying, but I've never been in no instance with my woman where I was going to jail behind us having an argument. You know what I'm saying? That never happened. And we've been doing this for 14 years where we've had to battle things out, but we have learned with each other. And one of the things I know is that I don't like yelling at her. So if I'm raising my voice, I ask her to tell me, you raising your voice. We could be in the middle of the conversation right away. And she say, you're yelling. And I go, okay, I'm sorry. And then I stop and then I'll stop. And then I say, here's what I'm saying, and she'll tell me, it's hard to hear you when you're yelling, you know what I'm saying? So I do the best that I can. And so we meet each other there, but I don't avoid it. That's one thing I don't do is avoid it or wait for her to stop.
I catch myself yelling at my wife every now and then. And when I do yell, I catch myself. I'm like, hold on, I'm yelling. Let me start over, right? Let me apologize for yelling because I know that might seem threatening, but like to engage with the yelling, nah, I just don't do that. Like, because if you're yelling at me and I'm yelling back at you, I mean, I'm feeding it, right? No one's really listening. We're both trying to make a point. But if you're yelling and I'm just quiet, you probably get 2 more sentences before you just be quiet. You're not going to yell with yourself. And then once you calm down, we can talk.
I mean, I guess, my whole thing is, I see where you're coming from, but my whole thing is that, as the man, I'm having a conversation with you. Accountability is important, and I'm not waiting for you to stop yelling. That means that you're in control of the relationship. Your attitude, and when you get to raising your voice, and I shut up and I submit to that, that means that you're in control of the relationship, and that's never going to happen.
But also, I'll be alone for that. Also, as a man, we got to self-regulate.
Yeah, for sure. So right? If she tell me I'm yelling,
But see, she had to tell you. She had to tell you you were yelling.
Yes, because we're in this conversation together. I'm not the load ain't all on me. See, I have emotions too, right? And so when I'm going through the conversation with her, I have feelings and things that I'm going through. So I'm not gonna be able to always. I do the best I can, but I ain't gonna be able to always temper myself in a sense where we can have this conversation on that plane that you're talking about. That's just too much of a burden for me as a man. I would have to be some kind of like robot to even manage in this relationship, and I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I will try my best to temper my relationship the same way I would expect for her.
I did 3 anger management classes, right? So it become a practice in all life, right? I can, like, even if I'm having a shouting match with a man, like, first off, we're gonna calm down, and then we're gonna continue, and then we're gonna handle it as men. So I'm more of a, me personally, I'm more of a self-regulating person, and then we can address the problem or the issue at hand. But the shouting just going to lead to something drastic, and that's something I had to learn. Not all the time. No, not all the time.
If you're not to control it, then
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like me, I have anger issues. So we're gonna calm down, and then we're gonna talk like regular adults.
That's understandable. I see.
August, let me ask you a
Y'all got
question,
something?
bro.
Chime in.
Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to ask August a question because you say you basically done it on both scales, right? Both end of the scale, where you had the shouting match and you had the calm conversation, right?
Yeah.
Which one?
I have it at the same time.
Okay. So, but you have done both, right?
Yeah.
Which one you from your experience, right, with your old lady, has garnered you the best result per se?
They happen at the same time. So we start off calm, then we get the yelling, then we calm it back down. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not one type of conversation. We have that it goes through phases, and what we have practiced amongst ourselves is to help each other be accountable, and then be able to immediately make the change because we committed to ourselves that we were going to try our best to have, especially me, try our best to have a calm conversation so that it's more productive.
Gotcha.
So you corrected.
Constantly though. Yeah. It's a see what same thing with her. Like she's not perfect. I'm not perfect, and so we're constantly growing and evolving, but we're growing and evolving next to each other. Yeah. So we can help each other to be able to be like, hey, you're messing up right there. So she could, point out, and it's not in a malicious way. You know what I'm saying? I had to fix that too early in the relationship where I tell her one thing and she'd be like, well, you did this. So I had to correct that. Like, listen, you can't tell me when I'm doing something wrong while I'm telling you doing something wrong. You got to do that at a separate time. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's a lot of little standards and
that get to what you said too, August. If it's a problem, say that shit. You see what I'm saying? Don't be trying to come and weaponize it later. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, get it
out the way because it ain't gonna count later. We're not playing the remember game. We're not doing that because your memory sucks.
And shit, that harboring
but
shit
yo, Ali, it's popping, Ali.
A lot of capping. A lot of men capping about who actually run a relationship majority of the time, especially when you conform to monogamy, when most of us are polygamous by nature, and then we sitting here pretending we coaching a woman who actually decides to listen to you or she don't decide to listen to you. And it depends on how much she likes you, respects you, if she's going to be on your page or not. But in reality, you really on her page because you adjusted your whole life to be with this one woman, especially if you was that dude. So it's hard sometimes for us to take some humble pie because she know who to play with. She know when to play with you. She know how to get you worked up, but she's not going to play like that with her female friends. And she's not going to play like that with her boss. She uses logic and reasoning when she wants to, but she does it to men because she knows she can get away with it. But if this was a true patriarchy, where she was afraid of you and she knew that if she played with you like she played with a man and you would knock her behind out, she'll never play with you like that. So she's using logic because she knows how to process and reason. But she does it with men, and she'll do it with the man that cares about her the most, because that's who she can play around with the most.
I'm gonna let the brothers handle that one.
So look, Ali, that's not.
I'll give you an example, August. Your woman, respectfully, you can say the same thing about me. Your woman can play with you. She can't play with me. Uncle Ricky, my woman can't play with him, but she can play with me. So when men start caring with their women, that's when women get to manipulating and then start moving a certain type of way as well too. And you got to go back and forth with your lady typically in the beginning stages of the relationships because they're used to playing with men.
Well,
hold on a second. But Ali, on the show, when August said the very thing you just said, you gave him so much pushback that he was wrong.
August said he don't have no problems when he just came up here and told y'all that sometimes he got to the point where he yelled at his woman too. So if he
No. Ali, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold on. On the show, on your show, when August was explaining to you about he nips it in the bud, and if she doesn't regulate, he goes at her for that or whatever. However you said it, August, you basically saying the same that he's saying. You gave him so much pushback when he said you don't take their ish. You put your foot down and all that stuff, and you gave him so much pushback. That's why I was like, what is Ali talking about? Because Uncle Ricky and Mr. He said say the same thing. So I was confused why you gave him so much pushback on what he was saying.
Because he just told y'all, just like CEO said, that there's times that you almost yell at your woman, which means she's playing with you. And she's bringing you to a state of anger by manipulating your emotions when she knows exactly what she's doing to you. She knows how to reason. Now, the place I wouldn't give him pushback is if he said over time his woman developed to like him and respect him more and not play with him, and now he don't got no problems because she don't give him problems. But we all know on this panel, most of us will still have some occurrences with our women, and that don't mean you're not going to put your foot down, but she knows exactly what she's doing when she's doing it. The older and mature they get, if they get to a place where they pick their feelings over you, then your woman's going to like you and respect you more. But if she's still picking herself in this relationship, which most women are, men are either going to go back and forth with their men repeatedly in relationships, or it's going to be a place where they finally submit to the woman, which most relationships are run by the woman.
Ali, a lot of things you said is you said a lot, man. Number one, some of us, value legacy over just having multiple women. Okay, multiple women means multiple problems. And me personally, I don't want to be the guy with multiple women, even if I'm permitted to do that, because then I'm gonna just be regulating women all day, and I have bigger and better plans for my life that I want to do.
And that's cap.
That's not cap, bro. I'm telling you 100%. No, it's not. I'm the representative of myself, Ali, and I know myself better than you do. Trust me, I've been with myself my whole life.
A lot of men will say that when they know it in your nature. So if your woman told you could have more than one woman, and then woman will work with you, and you can build with them.
If she wanted to have more than one woman, I would tell her hell no.
Okay. And most men wouldn't believe you, but
the reason why I would say hell no is because that's a new person that has to come into something that I have stabilized with new ideas, new feelings, new emotions that I got to get to know, new past traumas, new all that other shit that I don't want to deal with. That's why. Even if my woman was like, I want another woman here, I would tell her hell no.
And you may be different, but most men wouldn't believe you. Most men wouldn't be believable. You may be it's cap to me. You may be telling the truth. But it's just capped to me.
How's it capped to you, bro?
Because if we can operate, so how many women were you dealing with before you got with your woman?
One.
So
I'm a one woman guy because I don't like to have to navigate and navigate women's emotions and regulate them all the time. I got things that I want to accomplish in my life that I want to put time towards. My woman is enough. I got to listen to her day, listen to her problems, help her regulate a whole bunch of stuff. It's enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that times two and then still be able to do this stuff that I'm doing right now and build my businesses and, teach my sons, you know what I'm saying? Build myself. That's too much work. I got one woman that's good enough.
Where would you have the least problems, being single or in a relationship?
Where would I have in my relationship?
Where would you have the least problems?
In my relationship.
Okay. No,
why? Because legacy is a part of what I'm building. So I need her to help me. I need her to help me regulate that. If I gotta do it all by myself, my children, my sons, the house that I own, that I'm passing down to them, the businesses that I'm building. So all of that, she's helping me organize that because she's taking care of my children. I have a fitting wife to be able to help me build my legacy and get on my program. I can't do that by myself. I can't bear children by myself. If I bear children by myself, I'm gonna have a baby mama that I got to deal with, and then I have to raise my sons in a broken home where I have to unteach them the shit that they mama teaching them because she don't have my leadership to teach her the right shit. So I would prefer it like this. This is well thought out. This ain't me just going on no carnal behavior like the rest of y'all.
It's not carnal behavior. It
is carnal behavior because you're not thinking it through.
You see how you keep. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Our nature is to build with multiple women and is to build multiple and have multiple children. If you're talking about a true legacy, our actual nature is to spread our seed across the world. That's what our true nature was. If that's what you're really trying to do is have a legacy in regardless to actual manhood. What we're doing is the legacy that man did to suppress and reduce the man's manhood to have multiple women and children. In reality, like I still move like how you move, because in today's world, it can get chaotic because how women move and they'll manipulate it and use it against you. But in reality, if you are that great of a man as well too, trying to build a legacy, most men would be building with multiple women and having multiple children. That's what we're supposed to do on earth. That's why biology is made the way it is. It got changed because the men want to control more of how a man expands. They don't want a man to become too powerful. So they make you have one wife and have 2 kids, 1 kid, instead of having multiple women and multiple children.
Ali, do you know the percentage of men that have procreated in human history?
40%.
40%. So
Yes.
how can you say that that's our nature if 60% of us don't even procreate?
You're complaining the fact with men who haven't procreated with the men.
You're saying multiple. You're saying that our proclivity is to have multiple women and spread our seed, but 60% of human, as much as human, but 60% of us in human history have not.
Okay.
More than that's what I'm trying to say. So that what you're saying is nonsensical.
So then that would mean that women's supposed to be hoes. Then when Uncle Ricky say women
That's
are hoes,
not.
Can I land August? 80% of women have reproduced. So if you're going to use that logic, you're going to say that men are supposed to have less sex than women, or women supposed to have more sex than women.
I'm saying that men have less sex than women.
No, I didn't ask you that. Are men supposed to have more sex or less sex than women?
They're going to have less sex than women.
I didn't ask you that again. Are men supposed to have more sex or less sex than women?
They have what? First of all, I want to know why you're asking me this.
You're not. No, you don't know. See, you're not answering questions. Should
they have more sex or less sex than women? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
He said, "Is men supposed to have more sex than women, or less sex than women?"
How did we get here?
Yeah, I think
because he tried to use the logic.
Multiple women and all this kind of stuff.
That was bad logic. That was bad logic to use the fact that only 40% of men are reproduced, even though most women want to sleep with the same men and have kids with those men. And if you use that logic, then he'd have to say that most women are supposed to have sex more than men if 80% of women have reproduced. So are women supposed, and we know already that men want women who are inaccessible and don't have a lot of sex, and it damages women to have a lot of sex. Men are supposed to have a lot of sex, and they learn women with a lot of sex, and they learn the world dealing with multiple women and building with multiple women. We supposed to, if you can. There's some men that women just don't want to touch and may not get access to women, but the top men or the men who are valuable are typically having multiple women and multiple children, especially if the women value you.
So you're saying that men are supposed to have multiple women at a time. That's basically your argument.
No, if you said you're trying to build a legacy, our nature is to get as much as women and children as possible that we can build with. You taking on a rhetoric of what women in society can say and make men look bad for having women and children, but baby mamas will get promoted even if they have multiple baby daddies and multiple kids, and they'll still get uplifted and be praised for being single mothers when men are supposed to build multiple families. That isn't our nature as much as we can.
So when men are building multiple families, so you're thinking that the baby daddy culture is what it's supposed to be, is what you're saying? Like we supposed to have you're supposed to have multiple baby. I'm asking. I'm asking.
I didn't say nothing about a baby daddy.
Okay, I'm asking for clarification. I'm asking for clarification. So if I'm wrong, just clarify it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not making any assertions.
But I didn't say nothing about baby daddy.
Okay, so I'm saying so men are supposed to have multiple women pregnant, right? And
see how you still moving in bad faith? You see how you still moving in bad faith?
I'm asking you a question. So I'm not moving in bad faith.
I didn't say, I said men are supposed to be building as much as they can, build multiple families and have as much as children as possible.
Multiple families. Okay, so So he's supposed to afford all of this? Is this what you're saying? Like,
No.
How does it happen? I'm trying to understand it.
So you can look at it two ways, right? When women
Okay.
or men are trying to have bad faith conversations, they'll say man can't afford all of it, right? But if we having a good faith conversation, women are going to work. So those women would work and deal with that man, and they'll build family, and they'll have children together. But if we move in bad faith, we'll say that this man has to take care of all these women. But if you go back to nature, when you were living off the land, men would build with those women and with those children. It's the fact that society changed so much. That's why people are having less families, they're having less relationships, and the birth rate is so low because it's pushing us not to have kids and not to have families.
So men are supposed to have multiple women that take care of themselves, right? And they just supposed to spread their seed to those multiple women. Is that what you're saying?
You having a bad faith conversation, fam.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get an understanding.
August, try framing it. August, try framing it a different way.
You keep
ask the same question, but frame it a different way.
No,
I'm not trying to frame it
you are framing it a multiple way because women will talk about they will literally say they got their baby daddies are in their life and they have they're building families and having what do you call it, blended families when they want to say it's good, but then they'll talk bad about the man when it's convenient. Nick Cannon and Cam Newton are building with those women, and they're not talking negative about them, and they taking care of their children and building a legacy.
Yeah, but what you just qualified is that each woman is supposed to have a job
legacy,
of their own.
Whose legacy was more powerful?
Ali,
no,
you got to. No.
I have to ask you.
Yeah, I am having a good faith conversation.
Whose legacy
I'm just trying to get a better understanding.
Whose legacy would be more powerful? If I had 10 women that was working with me and children, or you with one woman with 2 kids, whose legacy would be more powerful?
My
you said it's
legacy
about
would be,
building.
You're saying that.
Can I land? And then you answer. You said
bro.
legacy is about you building a family with children. Whose legacy would be more powerful? Me, that where 10 women would cooperate with let's say 20, 30 children, they all building with me, or would it be you with 1 woman and 2 kids? Whose legacy would be more powerful?
Okay, so listen, you see how you framed it, right?
I didn't frame it.
Y'all complaining about getting 1 woman to cooperate.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. He framed it right cooperating with him. So, of course, if you're framing it that way, yes, 10 women who are willing to cooperate with 1 man is going to be a more powerful legacy. That's just basic math. But can you get 10 women to cooperate like that? You can't. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
And that's So
you're trying to say it's the women's fault that you can't get 10 women to
No, you'll checkmate yourself by saying that, because typically if a man has 1 woman, he's typically doing what she wants, not what he wants. Because
that's an assertion. What made you say that? You've been dominating the conversation, Ali, and you said you was gonna land, and you landed. No.
Debating back.
Baby, can you just give me one mic?
I like that.
1 mic, guys.
That was cool.
Thank
you.
Ali, you gotta shut a mic.
Hold on. Ali, land your plane and then let August respond. Okay. Here we go.
Yes, he just admitted you can't get 10 women to cooperate with you. Most men can't get 1 woman to cooperate with you. But if those women cooperate with you, those men would stay with those women. And it's our nature to want to build with those women and have children. But most women don't cooperate. So typically, the woman, when a man finally commits to a woman, it's another man's hand-me-down because most of them don't cooperate. So usually when men settle down, for the most part, it's him committing. It's him feeding his own ego, but he's actually doing what the woman wants.
Go ahead, August.
You done? Okay.
I don't know why I think he. Go ahead,
Ali. You be saying a lot, and you make a lot of assertions based off of what the intentions are behind either men or women, right? And so you saying that most men want to just procreate, and don't think about legacy. A lot of men do want to do that. All right. And I can give you that point. But if you're thinking about legacy, the best way to accomplish legacy in this day and age is with 1 woman. It's hard to get 1 woman to even get on a program. You're absolutely right about that, because they are conditioned to options. All right. I don't think that it's in the beneficial interest for us to say that we need to deal with multiple women, and that's what's going to build foundation or build the best community. If you look at how things are progressing right now, just in the Black community, technically what you're saying is actually already in play that's happening. You have one man who's impregnating multiple women, right? But what it's doing is that it's producing a community of children who don't regulate themselves the right way because the one man can't spend his time across all 10 families that fast to be able to have the right impact on those children to produce that type of quality of a community. This is what we're dealing with. So the way that you're talking and your ideas are regressive. They're carnal in nature. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you understand, logic would speak to what would be best progressive, not just for how you feel or want to be able to procreate at the time, but what's best for your offspring. The best alternative, the best outcome for your offspring. That comes in a nuclear family. It don't come with 10 women all having your children and they taking care of it, because we doing that right now and that shit ain't working.
So you did it to yourself again, right? So you admitting that even if a man has 10 women, they don't listen. If they have one woman, they don't listen. And you also admitting that even though women are having babies with the same men, they don't give that man cooperation. They don't give the one man cooperation. But if they all decided to do what was in the best interest of the man who wants to take care of them and the children, we'll have a better society. Not only that, if you were with your woman, which we see having now, while polygamy makes more sense than having multiple women, women are complaining about working. Women are complaining about having sex. Women are complaining about being with their kids. Women are complaining about having babies. They're outsourcing everything. It would make sense to have multiple women and go, hey, Lisa, you can do that on Monday because Regina don't want to do it today. Hey, Amanda, you can do it on Wednesday because she don't want to do it either as well. Or if we can all work together and put in motion where they're working and we're all working together, we can build a bigger legacy, because they say they want to be equal to men. They just don't want the same outcome that we want as well too. So every time we get to this point, what we're shedding light on is most of these relationships are happening because men are doing what women want. You're doing what's in the best interest of her to have that version of a legacy that you're creating. It's not the actual legacy that men want. It's the legacy they can get, because that's the only way we can have relationships now is based on what the woman wants.
Is that logical?
Is what logical?
Is that process logical?
Yeah, it's reason. It's logical reasoning based on the circumstance we have now. It's using reasoning.
So my question is this again. So those circumstances that's out there, are they productive?
Yes, they're productive.
For who?
For who?
For having two parents in the same household?
No, for the entire situation, as far as humanity in general, as far as being better people.
No, so if y'all want to be honest and intentional, right? If it's saying we're going to have successful kids that live under this infrastructure and the way things are progressing or regressing, these kids are not becoming better individuals, even with the two parents in the household.
Stop right there. Right.
Yes.
So again, so we can identify the issues, right? The things that the women are doing. Are those things logical?
What she's doing?
Yeah.
Is what she's doing logical?
Yes.
In practice and trying to have better children, a better community?
No, they're not trying to do that, right? That's why y'all just had the conversation, right? So So is that logical?
Yeah, no. So Uncle Ricky, this is what you and August keep doing, right? You're saying that because she's doing what she's doing and it doesn't make sense to us, she's not being logical. She's knowing exactly what she's doing.
No, I hear what you're saying, right? And I don't disagree with what you're saying, but it doesn't have to make sense to me. It has to make sense to her, right? So again, is that logical? It's not, and to me, it's not logical. It's not logical for them to continue to do these things throughout our communities, throughout the families and stuff that everybody keeps saying they want to build back, right? Is it logical or is it tactical destruction? Which one would you call it?
It's still logical, Uncle Ricky. She's doing what she wants to do. It's just like that man y'all
it's logical to you?
Yeah, no. You're saying logical to me. I'm not trying to make it about logical to me or anybody else. It's the fact that the person's being logical. What we're trying to do is, because they don't meet our moral standards, our expectations and standards, we'll say they're not logical. It's just like when I talked about when we talk about bad leaders and good leaders. Hitler was a good leader, and he made decisions that we would say is illogical and is bad and merited in bad decision making. But he was a great leader, and he got a lot of people to follow him, and he made the progress that he wanted.
So
it was logical.
I got you. Fair, right? So, but I'm asking this, right? Does logic have to be agreed upon? If it's logic, right, it should be agreed upon, correct?
of what logic is, if we're defining what logic is,
you
right?
can share it.
The definition is the definition. We didn't do Webster's. Webster's exists for a reason, right? The definition
Yes.
is the definition, right? So again, right, if it's not logical, it doesn't matter if she thinks it's logical, it's still not logical.
Exactly.
No. So
it's tactical, but it ain't
Yep.
logical.
But it ain't
You can't dismiss. You can't say someone's being tactical and they're not being logical because it doesn't fit what we want.
No. I said it earlier, Ali. You can
Still not getting it.
No, I am getting it because if I want a certain result and I'm not getting it, and I'm doing the same thing over and over again, I can say that I'm being illogical, right? But if I'm doing the same thing over and over again, and I know when I make that choice and when I make that decision that I'm gonna get the same circumstance, that's logical. They know what they're doing. They know the results of what's gonna happen when they do it, but they rather have that last say. They rather have control, and it doesn't matter to them what happens with it as long as they empower that decision. They know what they're doing.
I don't disagree with with that premise, right? But again, what they're doing is not logical because you can see it and say it's not logical.
Right.
It's not producing the results that is in their beneficial interest. That's why it's not logical.
Exactly.
It's not logical it's not logical to us. You say you want a legacy, right?
Right. Yeah. Say that again. Ali.
It's not.
Say that again.
It's
right.
not logical.
Logic has to be agreed upon, my boy.
Yes,
again,
you got to share.
Logical to her, but that's not real.
No,
they're liars. She's lying.
If you're saying facts have to be agreed on, I agree with you. But if someone is using logic, we don't have to agree on it for it to be logical. We don't have to agree on that.
It would have to be fact.
No, that's the definition of logic, though.
No,
let's get Fatty in. Yo, Fatty, what's good, man?
We're having a misunderstanding. We having a misunderstanding.
I disagree with that.
Fatty, what up, man?
This premise, I disagree with that.
How are you doing, friends? I don't understand the point of contention.
Child, I came back downstairs and we would talk about multiple mamas and children and polygamy, and that was not the conversation. Ali came up here and turned it upside down.
No, I didn't. It's still about the fact that y'all believe that women aren't logical. I believe women are logical.
I think they're tactical. I think they're strategic, but I don't think they're logical.
Once you say that they're tactical and strategic, that's logic.
Logic is bound. Logic is bound by reason. Logic has to be bound by reason. If you can ignore reason, then that's just tactic. Logic is bound by reason.
They're not ignoring reason.
Yes, they can see it.
She don't have these problems. She creates these problems with men. She ain't having these problems with no one else. She knows what she's doing.
I would beg
right. These assertions are crazy.
So how do y'all know if I don't know it? So y'all telling me
that's fair, Ali.
So y'all telling me that women are sacrificing their relationships. The women are sacrificing their relationships at the workplace and with their friends.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
A lot of the time. I hear them say new year, new me, and all of that stuff. Like all of the cliches that come along with them just shows how subjective they are. And you know, nothing is concrete. Could jobs change every year? The jobs change with the better offer. Again, they're opportunistic. So for us to, you know, label that as logic, again, I hear what everybody is saying. I kind of look at it like chess. You might have a certain strategy you come at me with, or a certain tactic you might come at me with, but based on the different forms of chess and the different openings and the different castlings and things that you can do, it's not logical. Nobody would do that. Like based on history, that's not how the game is played, but it may be your strategy.
Can I ask you a question?
Tactic. Like I said,
Ali, hold on, let him finish.
Girl math is something that may be logical and makes sense to them, but to everybody else, it's girl math. So you know what I mean? I think logic is something that is kind of resound, and we kind of have to have a baseline of it before we can move forward with it.
Yeah, y'all are not seeing each other eye to eye because y'all having a different conversation. Like what Ali is describing is intention, not logic. Logic, it means that it makes sense. Right. What Ali is saying is that they do it on purpose. They like me running you over, like me running you over on purpose because I'm on my feelings. Is that logical? Is that logical? Absolutely not. Is that intentional? Absolutely. So the word is like when we say that women are like they are slave of their feelings, what Ali is describing is no, they are doing this shit on purpose. That's what they do. They are intentional about the things that they are doing because they can control themselves with their friends. They can control themselves with their professors. Yep. They can control themselves with their bosses. So when they lose control in front of you, is not something that is their feeling. Is actually them being intentional. Does that make it logical? No, because if you have cognitive dissonance, if you contradict yourself, if you are not coherent, if you contradict the things that you say with the things that you do, that's not logical, but that's intentional. So that's not a logical thing, is an intentional thing. I think the conversation being split into two sides. And then Ali talking about the macro, and August is talking about himself. But it's kind of contradicting, because if August can have control over his woman, how is three women more confusion? He already king of his domain.
He was saying,
right? It sounds like he's the only man in here that their woman, for whatever reason, allows, like obeys on command, right? So if he can have that with his woman, why can't he recreate it with 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Most men say, hey man, a woman is enough for me, because there are troubles. Like if you can do that to one woman, is that the quality of your woman that is way above and beyond everybody else, or is that you can do magic with her, but you don't feel confident that you can do magic with other women?
I can explain it to you. It's because it took a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? The amount of work that it took, I'm not willing to repeat that with another woman. That means I've had to learn things about myself and then learn things about her as well, where it was a lot of like work for us to get to this place. I earned this shit. You know what I'm saying? She didn't just come into my life in the last 3 years. I've been dealing with the same woman for 14, or more than that, like 16, 17 years. So it's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of working through things, a lot of empathy, a lot of understanding, a lot of fights, a lot of breaking up, a lot of getting back together, a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not willing to do that with another woman, because that's what it takes. A lot of times
that kind of denies what you said to CEO. So now 1 second, because I was listening and you were like, nah, when I tell my woman to be, and now you one second, now you're talking about to break up, to be. Can I finish?
Yeah, good.
Thank you. Right? 17 years. You had to learn her. And there was a lot of breakups and coming back and be okay. And not being okay. I don't know if I'm here or not. Is my connection okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Probably not. So I'll change devices if I have to. So you went to what everybody else went through, right? Your woman wasn't listening sometimes. Y'all had to break up, then y'all to be together. Then she looked at you, then she doesn't. Like you had the woman just like everybody else that for whatever reason wasn't listening to you at certain points, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have to. Come back. Give me a second.
I didn't want to.
He's talking to you, August. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt him. Yeah, it just took time for us to. I stood on principle at all times, so the way that I always structured our relationship was always like that. But it took time for her to really accept it, you know, and she had to determine whether or not our relationship was more valuable than her going find another man that could probably do most of what it is that I'm doing, plus whatever it is that she wants in the relationship on how things are, if that's what you're saying.
So she decided when peace was going to come into the building, not you. You were telling her since the beginning, do this. No, 1 second. You were telling her since the beginning, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And she's like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And one day she decided, you know what? This is worth it more than just be arguing. So here comes some peace. What changed? If you was her, that like weren't you like what happened there? Because that's what you said, right? You said she decided that it was worth listening and being with you and being on the. That's not what you said. So let me rewind it on my phone real quick. You got it. Don't worry about it.
What I was saying. So you got to think about it like this. She's a human being.
No, right? let's see what you. Now let's see what you said. No, let's hear what you said. Let's hear what you said.
Our relationship was always like that, but it took time for her to really accept it. You know, and it
took time for her to really accept it. Meaning since the beginning you were trying to put her on her place, and it took time until she finally accepted and says, you know what, boss, you got it. That's what you said. This is your words. Okay? I will repeat it again, so make sure that I'm not lying, okay? Yep.
Go ahead. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt him. Yeah, it just took time for us to. I stood on principle at all times, so the way that I always structured our relationship was always like that. But it took.
I stood always on principle. I always structured this way. You had the structure since the beginning. Now let's listen what you said about her. So you always had the structure, you always had the direction. She was not listening to you because she didn't want to, like every other woman. And one day she said, you know what? I will accept it. You are going to explain to me how is your words different than our interpretation right now. Go ahead.
Well, what you're doing is you're trying to simplify it in a way where it's more complicated and convoluted than what you're trying to explain it. So when you're dealing with a woman, right? I create the structure that she respects. Okay. There's going to be conflict within the relationship, within the realms of relationship. To say that you're going to have this perfect woman who is void of all emotion and is as stoic as a man is ridiculous. So when we have our conflict, how we resolve those conflicts is one of the things that I institutionalize inside our relationship, because that just comes with being with a woman. Whether I'm the greatest man in the world, Tom Brady, or I'm the lowest of the low, whenever I'm dealing with a woman, there's always going to be a conflict with women just because we see and perceive the world totally different. Okay. And so when it came to the structure, she always respected me, which is why we got to the place where we got to. But her perspective was all because of the way she was raised. See, she was raised by her mama. And so her mama taught her how her emotions was the most important thing. And men are supposed to be doing this for you and this and that. And all that had to go. So I had to retrain that. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't that she didn't want to know this. She just didn't know it. It wasn't that she was choosing to be disrespectful to me. She didn't realize. Let me finish, Fatty. You pulled up your tape. Let me explain it. She didn't realize that that's what this was until I showed it to her. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't like a tactical instance where I'm going to try and break this man down. What she was doing was she was operating in her innate behavior that was brought to her from her childhood. And then she got to a place where she came into understanding because she was susceptible to my leadership. She was susceptible to what I was teaching her outside of what she already was taught. Does that make sense?
No, because you said she was disrespecting you. You said if a woman disrespects you,
I didn't say she was disrespecting me.
You did say disrespect. If you rewind this tape, you said she disrespected you when she disrespected you. The problem is what we doing is conflating.
The women that see, now y'all want a 2v1. Women that are disrespected.
You see, Alex, every time you talk, I stop and you talk over people. Like you didn't even let me land.
There's a point. There's a point. There's a point that you're missing because you keep trying to speak for me, and so I'm trying to clarify for you. I didn't say that. If she's willing, right? She don't have to have it all figured out. She may be disrespectful at one point, and I might explain to her, hey, that's
you just did it again.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
But don't tell me I'm not saying that. That's the problem. Don't tell me I'm not. No, the problem is, you know why it's going up? No. You know why it's going up? You won't concede that you're saying words that you're using, and you used it again. Just admit you said she was being disrespectful.
Her perspective isn't.
Was she being disrespectful?
Her perspective is that she's not being disrespectful. Was
she being disrespectful? Was she?
Ali,
no,
she don't
because you got to concede. You don't. You do this.
She don't perceive herself as being disrespectful.
But was she?
And so I have to
just because. Hey, 1 second, please. Just because she doesn't perceive as disrespectful doesn't mean that she's not being disrespectful. Yeah, I can be passive aggressive. I can be nice, nasty. I can think I'm totally right, and I'm still being disrespectful because I'm doing things that actually lead into disrespect, and people are feeling disrespectful. So this is what I'm talking about, being precise with words. Y'all pretend y'all woman don't do the same shit that every woman does by cleaning up their image and say she was not disrespectful when everything you explain actually is disrespectful. She was raised by a mama. She didn't listen. She will do this and that. You're a woman just like everybody, like just everybody else a woman. But because no. Because you want to feel like you are the top of the.
I don't want to feel like that. You saying that, but I don't. That's a lie.
So start talking. Start talking like a man. and take
I'm talking like a man, Fatty.
No, please let me finish. It's because you, once again, we don't want you to disrespect your girl, but we don't want you to whitewash that shit either. If she was raised by her mama and she was saying things and disobeying you and not following your lead and not agreeing with you and fighting you and talking with you, that's disrespect. That's insubordination. Somebody that should be listening to you is not. That's a level of disrespect. So can we concede that so we can move along? Or are you going to try to look pretty in front of the camera again?
I was speaking to intent. And so Ali's warping my point. Her intentions wasn't to be disrespectful because she respects me as a man. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get her to this place. Does that make sense?
Did she always respected you?
Yes, she's always.
So why wasn't she listening when she respected you in the beginning?
Because she didn't know that that was disrespectful. I said that multiple times.
Give me an example.
Okay. An example of her not knowing when she.
Example of her being disrespectful, but she didn't know it was disrespect. Actually,
okay.
Give me two.
I got you. I got one.
No, 1 second. Give me two. I need to see a pattern. Give me two. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm only giving you one. Here's one. All right. When I corrected her, there was a time when I would correct her about something that she's doing wrong, right? And she would come back to me and she'd be like, "But you did this at this time last year." And I would tell her, I would have to correct her and say, "Hey, you can tell me when I do something wrong, but the time to tell me isn't when I'm telling you do something wrong, because then we're going to have an argument that's back and forth that's not productive for our relationship for us to get to a resolution. So when I do something wrong and you see me do something wrong, you got to tell me right away so that I can make the adjustment and make the change and it's new, not when I'm telling you." And so she adopted that. She said, "You know what? I got you. The next time I see you do something wrong, I'm going to tell you right away." And I told her I'll be grateful for it so I can make the change I want to. Do you see the difference? See, at first she was disrespectful, but she didn't know she was being disrespectful. So I taught it to her so she learned better. Do you see it? That's the only example you're going to get.
You know, it's funny. That literally every woman, there's nothing to do with being raised by her mama. See what I'm saying? There's literally every woman from 5 to 60. I will throw shit at the wall because I don't want to be defensive. So I'm going to go on offense and I'm going to remind you the things that you
moving
did.
the goalpost.
No. It's not moving the goalpost.
Go ahead.
You know, it's not moving the goalpost. Like I said, is y'all trying to make sure that y'all woman is special when the thing that you're explaining is literally every woman on the planet.
I'm absolutely not doing that.
So can you give me an example of something that she had that was clearly brought by she raising by her mama, like you said, that is not just woman being woman? Can you give me an example?
I gave it to you, bro. That's all you're gonna
get. That what you gave.
So 1 second, let's question. Hey fellas, is this something that is a woman raised by her mama, or is something that woman do since the beginning of time because they don't like to
by
be
her dad? A woman
I didn't ask you nothing. I just want to make sure
women,
that
most women behave in that manner.
Is this regular behavior, or is this behavior of woman that was raised by her mama?
Super regular
behavior.
So I would argue that a woman who was raised by her parents, both of her parents, understands that a man's correction is protection, and so she's not gonna combat it by throwing shit at the wall. See, a lot of women we dealing with, they came from single mamas. That's most of what we deal with because we come from the black community.
What?
But a woman that's raised in a nuclear family,
August.
A woman that's raised in a nuclear family. I'm gonna say this last little part.
That's an assumption, bro.
A woman that's raised in a nuclear family with her father and her father's words and her father's correction and her father's ideas. That woman right there, she can go to another man, understand that when that man is doing the same thing her father used to do, when he's making those corrections for her, she's gonna perceive it as that, not have to be taught otherwise. Do you see the difference?
Yeah, it seems like you haven't dated a lot because these women with parents are disobeying them as soon as they go to college anyway, and they literally engaging on the same behavior. Again, I live in Portugal, sir. 95% white woman. I did mostly Brazilian white woman and all that shit. They all act the same. As soon as you say you did this wrong, you are going to be talking about something that happened 3 weeks ago so you can get even. This is not black woman. This is not woman that was raised by mothers. This is woman, regular woman. My mom, my mom is 65, 60 something, more than 65, married for 40 years. she still does that shit. Once you say, "Hey, mom, you left the light on," the first thing she'll say, "Hey, but you leave the light on all the time," and how you? It's regular woman, even good woman do that shit. So what the hell are you talking about?
Fatty, let me interject real quick. You understand, August? You understand nature and nurture, right?
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
So imagine getting a double dose of that. Their nature is a certain way, and then their nurturing is also. So if they're nurturing is fucked off, then you're getting a double dose. You smell me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that example you use, that's common in women's behavior. I mean,
it just woman.
It made it seem uncommon because that's your girl, and you got this guidelines of how women should act. But like when you experience multiple women, not at the same time, but multiple women through your lifetime, you'll realize that type of behavior is a normal. Like that's damn near a canon event.
Yes, but this is where y'all losing me. If we as brothers are telling women we want wives, and then we having sex with women intentionally, but we lying to them to make them think we want to be with them, is that man in manipulation using logic? That's where I think we having a misunderstanding. That woman knows. Go ahead.
He's not being logical because he contradicted himself, but he's being intentional. He's doing that on purpose. So logic will mean that you are going to preach a message and you are going to keep the message. You're not going to do things that are anti the message that you preach, which is let's build family and be intentional while we're going ahead and fucking other woman. That kind of defeats the first purpose, right?
No, y'all are absolutely.
That is logic.
This is what I'm saying. It's just like the preacher that's robbing the congregation. He's being extremely logical, but he's telling some people one thing that he's not doing. So it looks like he's being illogical. But you'll say he's being intentional, but he knows what he's doing to get.
That's manipulation.
It's the opposite. He's being illogical.
But that's
he's being illogical because he's preaching something.
Yeah, it's manipulation.
And he's doing something that goes against what he preached, which is cognitive dissonance, which is illogical. But he's being intentional because he tried to rob you. So he's kind of intentional. It's illogical but intentional. Logic just means you have a consistency on your thought process. That's not woman at all. They might be extremely intentional. Women are definitely not logical. They will literally stumble their way into fucking up on purpose.
What happens with logic is,
hold on, y'all. If I say I'm a lie to the congregation to rob them, is he being logical? I'm going to lie.
No, he's being manipulative.
No, he's
being intentional, not logical. No, because that's not his message. Ali, you know what cognitive dissonance is, right? having two contradicting thoughts in your head. That's literally the antithesis of logic. Is when you say, "I want a nice bad boy," right? There's an incongruence that, right? Most women, they want a bad boy that is nice, right? To them at least, right? That's illogical. That's having two thoughts that is like having a hot cube of ice, right?
Two fighting arguments.
So
pushing against each other. Yeah.
Yes. So the preacher message and the way he moves contradicts what he's actually doing, which is illogical, but he will be intentional because he's doing it on purpose. He's trying to bamboozle you out of your money, so it will be intentional. So it doesn't, like, in my opinion, it doesn't, like, a lot of times we're trying to find ways to justify women. Oh, this is how they build. Oh, it's mental health. Oh, it's all that. And you don't like, and me a lot of times don't like it too, because it kind of takes the onus of guilt and responsibility out of them. But when you actually put intention on it, I don't care what you had on your head, you try to run me over. And because you try to run me over and it's intentional, even though it might not be logical, you are going to pay the price because you did it on purpose. It's manslaughter versus second-degree murder. You try to do that shit, right? So it's illogical, but it's still intentional. Illogical.
It's illogical. For instance, if my kid wants candy, but he knows if he cries enough that the parent will break, he's being logical, even if it's illogical to us and he wants a certain result. But if I want a certain desired result, I'm being logical, even if I'm manipulating. I'm being illogical to you. I'm telling you one thing and doing another thing, but I know that one thing that I'm doing that I'm not that's looking illogical. I'm using logic to do that.
No, but but you
No,
like
you use a manipulate.
You would
manipulation to get your desired
It's
outcome.
still logic.
But it's manipulation.
It's just
No,
work.
because the kid doesn't, like Ali, the kid doesn't have the capacity to actually think logically, right? Logically will be a 14-year-old says, don't steal is bad, while he has a Game Boy Color on his bag that actually was stolen. That's illogical, that's incoherent, right? Did he steal the Game Boy on purpose? Absolutely. So it becomes intentional, not illogical, right? You are assuming that every time people manipulate people is logical. No, is intentional. Logical.
Ali, you remember my bad, Fatty. My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
You remember like logic is something that we could all look at and see it, and even though we agree or disagree, we could still see the processes of how it happened and how the end result came out, right?
Yes, that's called pragmatism, and that's I think what Ali is explaining.
Yeah, I don't think Ali
is I want A, so I will do B to get to point A. And Ali think that's logic. I think that you being pragmatic, but you might be logical about it, right?
It's almost maths. It's just almost maths, right? You can see a maths, right? When you do maths, it works forward and backwards. You could get the sum of it and go back and plug it back in, right? It's logical. It makes sense. It just sits there by itself. It kind of doesn't need other things involved in it. You smell me?
Yeah, but now I understand what Ali is saying is if I have a plan and I execute it, there's me using logic, regardless if it makes sense or not.
With manipulation.
Yes, it kind of seems like I was saying. If I have a plan, if I want candy and I know crying will get me candy, that might be illogical, but that might be something that the candy analogy is not good.
No. Because what you're saying, you're saying
that's still moving technical.
It's still strategically planning and scheming something for the end result.
The difference is when the person doesn't know better. That's what Fatty is right. But when they know better, they're using logic to get the end result. You know what?
Red, that's very bad as a host, Red, to do that respectfully.
Yeah, sis had to go.
Because if we're bothering you, we'll just go get up and bow.
I thought my mic was I'm on the phone. Sorry.
Sure, but you are the host of the show. You should know better, okay? If you are being
I wasn't talking to you guys. I'm on the phone. I have to.
Okay, so I would expect you to not do that again, please. Echo, stop.
So Ali, you saying because they engineered the scenario purposely, that's logic. However, they get to it using manipulation is still a logical thing.
Yes, they're still practicing logic. If they don't so the way people learn, the way we learn is from experience. The greatest ways we learn is from experience and encountering certain things, and then we learn from that experience. So if I go down, every time I lie to a woman, I'll get a different result than when I tell her the truth. I start logically lying to women to get a certain outcome instead of telling them the truth. But if I don't know better, then it's illogical. Man, I'm trying to get these women to believe in marriages, but I keep moving with sex. Like, why they don't want to marry me? Then I'm being illogical because I'm not practicing logic. But if I know what I'm doing and I'm lying to these women to get sex out of them by telling them I'm looking for marriage, I'm exercising logic.
No, you're exercising manipulation because you do know at the end of the day.
How are we separating logic from manipulation? No, but to manipulate is using logic. To manipulate someone,
I hear everybody. I hear everybody. I'm just more on the side of everybody else.
That's the same shit. That's tactic.
Me and the missus is over here kind of walking it down.
There's a lot of things that you have to ignore. You understand what I'm saying? Like in order to logic is shared. So
everybody can look at it.
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. To be tactical, that's one thing, but you have to ignore a lot of different things when you're pursuing something like that.
Agreed.
And it's usually based off of some sort of self-gratification. Logic doesn't mean that you're gratifying yourself. You can be logical about something and not have any self-gratification in being logical because the truth is uncomfortable. That's what logic is. Logic is like knowledge.
No, y'all. I'm telling y'all again. When y'all go back to research and look up, as we y'all want to be intentional as well. We being intentional.
It's tactical.
When you manipulate someone and you're manipulating people, you can use logic. If you don't know better and you manipulating, that's one thing. But when you're logically putting in logic and reason to manipulate somebody, that's being logical. You're using your logic.
Right. I absolutely hear you. But again, if I line 10 people up and 8 of them say they won't use manipulation, I don't think it's logical. I think it has to be a certain agreed upon baseline in order for it to be logical. Again, sensible people would do this. Not everyone. And me and the missus are kind of going back and forth with it because she agrees with you, Ali. She's saying from their standpoint, it makes sense to them. It's logical. But I'm saying if it only makes sense to them, it's not logical. It got to make sense to me.
Yeah, got to make sense to everybody.
We don't have to believe in the majority of us. Listen, we don't have to believe in
one second, Ali, because this helps. Ali, this helps a lot. He says logic has to be consistent, no contradictions, and rational cause and effect. Meaning, if I say I want to wear a purple suit because I feel powerful and royal, that doesn't make logical sense. Even though it's intentional, even though I feel certain type of way, that actually breaks the rules of logic, because one of the rules of logic is the rules of identity non-contradiction. Just because you use something, that doesn't mean that you're now a powerful person just because you are feeling like it, right? So what you're saying is intentionality and pragmatism. And one of the things that usually actually happens is, for example, you kind of understanding that if you are nice to people, they're going to walk all over you. But if you are mean to them, a woman kind of going to follow up for you. They're like, they look at flirting and all that. Is it logical? Absolutely not. Even though you might do it on purpose, it's not logical that you're treating a person bad and that person treats you right, when literally logical will be the opposite. Is I treat you right, you treat me right. I treat you bad, you treat me bad. But just because you do it on purpose doesn't make it illogical, because it goes against the laws of logic. Is actually intentional manipulation, which means, you know, if you display certain behavior, you might get results. I think there's that part where you are defining this as logic, but that's not the definition of the word. That's actually not how the word is built. You see what I'm saying? Even though you are saying, if I know if I flirt with this woman, I'm getting more from her and I ignore her, that's counterproductive to the laws of logic, but that's intentional means manipulation. 3 of them, they're not together.
Yeah,
exactly.
Ali, we're not arguing and telling you wrong. We're just telling you, looking at it in the
it's and again, I love you all.
I don't think you're wrong, to be honest.
I think you're wrong.
He's wrong. He's wrong because it's wrong like August was wrong. He's
wrong.
I think he's looking at it from a different angle.
No. He's wrong like August was wrong. Words have meaning. If there's a word, we're going to look it up, and if the word doesn't mean what we say it mean, we're going is the respect thing.
Sure.
Exactly. When August be wrong, but August ain't wrong. So.
No. But logic doesn't need truth or ethics. It just needs for something to follow.
It has to have a principle.
It has to have a premise. It has to follow a premise. Typically,
no.
So you can lie.
Principle.
Can I land one time, August? One time.
Yeah, my bad, dog.
You can lie. You can lie and manipulate using logic. It don't have to be a fact, man. This is wrong what we're saying. I get if you're trying to define a logic reasoning, and what y'all trying to use is what is logic. Y'all, I don't know if y'all even realize there's paradoxes that debunk the laws of logic as well too. There's paradoxes that debunk the law of logic, but it doesn't. It's not set. Using logic doesn't have to rely on truth. That's the problem that what y'all are doing. It has to just rely on a premise. It has to follow a premise.
It has to rely on a principle. There's a principle, and principles are what is shared. That's what it is. It doesn't, not a premise, a principle. You can look at the definition.
No, listen. If
it's in the definition,
I think he's looking.
It's in the definition.
What's in the definition? Look it up, Google it or something.
I did. I looked it up, man. It's reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles and validity.
Listen, the Trojan horse, when the Trojan horse was implemented,
you asked me. No, bro. I was talking and you interrupted me.
No, man, you're back. Oh,
Nah.
go ahead, brother.
I'm reading that. I'm reading the definition, and you interrupted me while I was reading.
The definition of what?
Logic, reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validity. That means that it has to be based off of a principle of validity. It has to be valid. You can't say something because of how you feel about it, or you can't move in a way because you feel like it. It doesn't mean that strategy is separate from logic. What you're perceiving is that you're perceiving that just because somebody feel like doing something is logical, but it's not. That's where the mix-up is. If you feel like getting more women, that doesn't mean that it's logically good for you to get more women, or you getting more women is
No. This is where I now see where we had the misunderstanding, and that's what you're doing. When you said women aren't logical, I said that women are being logical. Yes,
no,
we were talking about women. Boy,
I didn't say that, bro.
We were talking about women being emotional and logical. It is what you said, but
no,
but you're gonna
both. But they're emotional first. They can be logical.
No, you contradicted yourself on that because you said women will be emotional with their man, but they'll be logical with their boss. You keep contradicting yourself. That's the problem that's being pointed out.
No, I didn't contradict
and you keep interrupting
myself.
me again every time I try to land. Oh, go ahead.
You keep saying what I said. What you said was a high-ranking woman, would she be logical with her boss compared to something else? That's what you said. So you made it specific.
No, you came back to the average woman. You said they were being like CEO was there too. You came back with the logical woman and said she's being logical with her bosses too. You contradicted yourself multiple times on that show.
No, I didn't, bro. No, I didn't. You was being specific.
I'm gonna review the show for you too. I'm not just pretty review. I'll review it too. You contradict yourself plenty of times on the show.
Okay, sure.
And this is one of them. You said that women are emotional, they're not logical, and they struggle with reasoning because of their emotions in relationships. Just like you said, you had to work with your woman as well too, and most men do. But the man that hire her, he ain't got to work with her to do it. She's gonna just do it outright because she wants to keep her money. Like she's logical and she's emotional. She uses it the way she wants to use it. She can either build with it or weaponize it. And my point was that she's logical, even if what she's doing isn't logical based on the premise you set for her. But she's using logic when she's weaponizing against men.
Well, he corrected himself, Ali. He described that woman as being tactical.
Y'all cannot say someone's being tactical and not logical at the same time. If they're tactical.
Yes, we can, because it contradicts the laws of logic. Like I said, there's 3 laws of logic. One of them is a law of non-contradiction. If I'm giving you an emotion that is technically real, but I'm claiming that the emotion is fake, there's a law of non-contradiction. It becomes illogical because those tears that's supposed to actually express emotion are not expressing emotion, are expressing manipulation. Do people do it on purpose? Absolutely, but that breaks the law of logic, which is the law of non-contradiction. Just that make it illogical. Like this, Ali, is you are using the term logic in the like everyday today type of conversation. You see what I'm saying? And this is one of the words that you have to go to the debate bro dictionary to kind of figure out what it is. Because if the word has meaning and there's need to be several conditions to make the word have the meaning. If one of those conditions are broke, you can say that is logical because it literally goes against the definition of the word. That's all.
It's time for the super chats.
Shout out to everybody that support the channel, man. We appreciate y'all. What now? Became a member. Salute. Appreciate you. BZ, Baby Zaddy with the $5 super chat. He said, wait a minute, is this a pivot from it's over with? We now have to love on these funky mo. Damn. Thanks, BZ. Appreciate you, fam. Shadow Dragon became a member. Salute, fam. Hope all is well, man. Our brother Trent, full drinking, half thinking, gifted us 5 memberships. Appreciate you, bro. If those memberships landed on you, please try to maintain those. Welcome to Red Lipstick. Tribe Called Harris, Moderation Gang, gifted a membership. Appreciate you, famo. Our brother Hank with the $2 super chat says, shout out to the family. Well, Hank, Good, bro. Hope all is well, man. Salute to you and the family. T.O. Untouchable Empire, baby. Out there with the $10 super chat. He said logic can be risk avoidant, preservation, stability, or survival oriented, but then logic can also be risk accepting if you want to grow or innovate. Anybody?
So I want to say, well, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish because now I know exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Y'all
go ahead, man.
realize so there's multiple definitions for logic, and it depends on how you use it in context. Y'all are talking about logic can mean strict rules of reasoning and practical, well, not practical common sense. Y'all are talking about the validity of the strict rules of reasoning, where logic can be reasoning used to justify a desire as well too. So we're talking about different different types of logic because logic has different relationships. So logic can be used as a tool, where logic also in I guess what y'all using it in philosophy and science is rules of valid of validity. Like, so we're using logic different. That's where we messing up. So we're both right, but I'm speaking about logic in a different form based on how y'all using logic.
True indeed. I think that's what Fatty was alluding to. We was all kind of on the same page, but kind of talking past each other. So shout out to y'all.
That's why I said I don't think Ali is wrong. I think Ali's looking at it from a different perspective.
Gotcha.
I don't think he's wrong in what he's saying. He's just looking at we all at the table, right? We all eating pizza, but we all looking at our slices from our own fucking angle. I don't think Ali's dead ass wrong in what the fuck he talking about. Straight.
Two truths can't exist. There's only one truth, and he's wrong because I understand what you're saying. But what you're doing is you're using logic to explain something. So because you're using logic, that's the use of logic, but it's not the logical. When you're talking about logic isn't feelings based. It's not based off of how you feel. There's certain, like when you're talking about manipulation, that's not you can't justify why it's good principle to manipulate someone. You understand what I'm saying? Like for a specific outcome.
I got you. I mean, that's why I was saying if you line 10 people up, you know what I mean? If the majority of them don't say that they would agree with you with the manipulation, then I don't think it could be logical because we don't share a certain baseline. But like Ali is saying, if it makes sense to them, like to them, it's logical. It makes sense.
Then he should be able to share it with us.
So
I'm gonna get this necessary outcome.
This is the different,
he should be able to share it with us for it to make sense to us as well. You understand what I'm saying? That's why
can y'all hear me?
Things don't have to be so
there's
the
way people get confused. Person A is speaking about formal consistency. Person B is speaking about what feels reasonable. Person C is justifying a want. All three of them are using logic. We're speaking about different forms of logic.
No, but that's what I said, Ali. But they are not, because if a woman, like what you're saying is, if a woman denies you sex, not because she's not in the mood, but because she wants control over you, that's logic, right?
You said what?
If a woman denies you sex, not because she doesn't want to, right? But because she actually wants to have control over you, you think that's logic, right?
She's using logic.
Sure, but there's the thing. The word logic has a meaning.
Means it's different meanings.
No, it doesn't.
Can y'all look it up? Why? Hey, Fat, yes, it does.
Hey,
I'll look it up.
I read it already.
One second, Ali. For a thing to be logical, doesn't have to actually oblige by the three laws of logic.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. The formal consistency part. But when someone's using logic, they're still being logical.
They're being intentional and pragmatical, but they are being illogical because, once again, just because in their mind it makes logical sense doesn't mean that there's overall logical entanglement that is going to not contradict itself.
And when we put it on the scale,
Ali, one second. It's not just for the person. Let me give you an example, right? If I eat my kid, he's going to grow up to be a law-abiding, like contributing member of society. Is that logical? For me, it is. For me, it is. But for August and probably most of society, no. Because I might scar him to a certain point where he's going to bleed on other people because I make them bleed. Do you see how me being logical doesn't actually make it automatically logical to the bigger society? Because a lot of people are going to think that you're actually breaking the kid instead of building the kid. That's what we're talking about. It might be intentional, it might be pragmatical. I might be using my logic, but it's not consistent with logic because it goes against the 3 laws of logic. That's what we're saying. I think that's we can check on it. That's not that debatable, right?
I just looked it up. There's 6 different meanings to logic.
I guess what I keep trying to tell y'all, man. It's not just one form, not one definition of logic. Y'all are right
The
about
science of reasoning, a particular system, a sound judgment, a way of thinking, necessary connection, and computer electronics.
So can you ChatGPT, if you don't obey the 3 laws of logic, can you still be logical?
You're talking about facts, Fatty. You're talking about
No. I already conceded. You are using the word logic like every person uses the word logic.
I'm not using
this is a regular conversation. What we're saying is, once again, if somebody came here and said, is mutual, we would stop that shit and say, it's never mutual. Ali, 1 second, please. Ali, 1 second. Think about it. If a person came here and said, oh, we broke up and that was mutual, nobody would take that shit as face value because we know this is a tactic that people use to feel better about themselves. So they say it's mutual because I said no, and he said, okay, let's go our ways. But no, she started that shit. She came to him. If she didn't come to him and say let's split, they will not do it. So on surface level is logic to the person that is saying is mutual because I'd agreed and he'd agreed upon, so we both parted ways. But it's not logical because if the person actually didn't initiate the breakup, the other person would go through. So it goes against the laws of logic because it's a law of non-contradiction. It was not mutual. You initiated. For it to be mutual, you guys have to do at the same, the 1, 2, 3 jinx. Oh, we said the same thing at the same time. You had to be literally symmetrical. You had to be tempted.
Let's break up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It said yes, you still can be logical if you disobey.
If you say, Fatty, let's use an example. If you say,
then explain that.
I'm gonna tell you, ladies, if you go, ladies, if you disrespect your man, you're not gonna get a husband, right? We would say that's logical, right? But if a girl responds to me and say, nah, if I disrespect Thomas, he's not going anywhere. He's gonna keep doing what I want him to do. Because of how Thomas responds to what she's doing, she's exerting logic. She's being logical about it.
No, she just has the experience.
No, it's logic. No,
there's not logic. No. Ali, 1 second, please. Ali, think about Ali, think about it. Now, think about it, Ali. If I say, if you jump out of the 10th floor of a building, you will die. And then somebody says, I know somebody that jumped from the 10th floor of a building and didn't die.
No.
1 second, Ali. That's not logical.
I didn't know that's not the example I'm using. If you
it's a better example.
No, it's not. I'm gonna give you a better example. If you say, Ali, people will die if you drop off the building, that's logical. If there's a guy that jumps off and he never dies, and the person say, no, Fred, whenever he jumps, he never dies, they're being logical.
No, they not. 1 second. No, they not because just because Fred can do it doesn't mean that 99.999% of the population won't. That's illogical.
No, they're saying Fred.
The practicality of logic.
Ali. Hey, please, 1 second, friends. Hey, 1 second, friends. Ali.
Now this is
Ali. 1 second. Ali, 1 second. There's exceptions. Is to comprove the rule.
That's not the point I'm making.
That's kind of what it is.
No, it's not. That's not the point that I'm making.
Ali, but that's the point. If you say Fred survives all the time, does the exception comprove the rule? Is there the room for exceptions inside of a rule?
That is correct.
Right? That's fair, right? So you pointing out the exception doesn't go against the rule.
And not kill the rule. Exactly.
No,
it goes into a philosophical.
Logic is supposed to be sensibility, right? As a people. Logical things, we could just say, okay, that's sensible. I get that. I see that, right? But like Ali just said, if Fred and jump off the building, Fred that doesn't mean that jumping off the building is something that we should always be fucking running around and doing.
Yes.
It's not practical. It's not practical thing.
Pragmatic is the operative word for me.
Yeah,
pragmatic.
It's not.
There's a pragmatic is the intention. is you want to get to point Z, so for you to get to point Z, you have to do A, B, C. Sometimes it's not logical, right? But it is at least a logical reasoning. I want something, so I'm going to get it. I can want something and beat the shit out of you because I want your shit. Is that logic? Like Ali's saying, this is logical because I'm doing something that is going to allow me to get to the result. And what we're talking is philosophically, that's not it, because you are going to break some rules that actually make that logical. I might be wrong once again, Ali, but I don't think I am.
It start out. You understand the
So can y'all
outcomes and
hear me?
ramifications of whatever it is.
Can y'all hear me?
We hear you, Ali.
Yeah.
I
We
just
hear
put
you,
it
bro.
in chat GPT. If your goal, if you lie to a woman to get sex, knowing that you're doing that, it broke it down. Your goal is sex. You believe lying increases the probability of achieving the goal. You knowingly choose a strategy. That instrument is logic, and it meets the end goal of what you desired. That's being logical. But I'm lying.
you said you believe. You understand what I'm saying? So that's
No,
that's
I'm
it's based off
no,
of
he's talking
stop
about
telling me what I'm
ChatGPT.
saying. The chat GPT doesn't check me no more. It's you you're looking for. It's not about truth when you're being logical. It's about the premise and getting the end result. The instrument is means equals an end.
Ali, they both could exist at the same time.
I agreed
and you
with
could
y'all, but y'all keep
activate.
saying I'm wrong when I'm telling you it's logic that you're practicing.
But Ali, what is, like, for example, this is split into several type of logic, like emotional logic, social logic, intuitive logic, strategic logic. This is what you're talking about, right? All these logic that come along. But there's a thing, right? So let's do this, right? So if a woman contradicts herself all the time because it's convenient for her to get the results, she cries when she's people try to hold her accountable. She laughs when somebody dies because now her life is going to be better, like things that are clearly contradicting to what they do. Like, is that logic, or there's somebody being illogical because they contradict each other all the time?
If she's doing it from emotion and doesn't know it, she's being illogical. She wants a different result. But if she knowingly is doing it, knows I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna get what I want from this person, she's being logical.
So but doesn't that defeat you trigger a woman and says you are wrong, and she will try to flip on you because she feels that for her to get away of it, she has to tell that you are wrong. Is that logical or illogical when they're doing it based on their feelings?
So that's where I said our premise, like when we stay stuck in those positions, these women aren't just being emotional. They know what they're doing because they can control their emotions depending on who they're with. They know,
but just because you can control those emotions doesn't mean that you rationally understand what you're doing. Just like you said, just because a lot of times you have to point out to somebody.
Fatty. From our experience on doing these panels over and over again, do you believe these women know exactly what they're doing now?
So let me give you an example. For the chameleons and the pygmies, absolutely. For the girl like Tia that come on our show, absolutely not. She has she never thought in depth about her life. She's saying exactly what comes to her mind because she never had to think about it. A lot of people are surface thinkers. We kind of put intention on them and then think this is a master plan from Mojo Jojo. No, you just Didi from Dexter. You just dumb. You just knock off things and throw things to the ground because that's Didi. That's what she does. It's not that she's being malicious. Yeah, she's just illogical. She just does what she feels like it, right? So I would say it kind of depends, because the same way most men are not red pilled, most women are not aware of their malicious intent. The same way, like most men are blue pill because there's really things that's out logically. I will give you roses. I'll give you, right?
I said that.
No,
Did
1
I
second.
say that to you earlier?
But you are wrong, because Didi is extremely disrespectful to Dexter, even though she didn't do it on purpose. You coming in my laboratory and fucking up my shit just because you are annoying. That's extremely disrespectful because you don't respect my boundaries. So no, you are wrong.
No. This is the point, though. You stopping it right there. If she is receptive to the correction, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm speaking to, and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but the intent when I was talking about my wife and how you perceive it as disrespect, and I say in her perception it's not disrespect until I address her with it, and her being willing to say, you know what, I didn't know that was being disrespectful. I want to change my behavior and be more respectful because I respect you. That doesn't mean when she's being disrespectful means that she doesn't disrespect me. I don't know if you remember that conversation a little earlier, but that's what I was speaking to.
But you are putting intention on it and thinking that what she said, like, since women are manipulators, why do you think that she changes because you told her something and she believed on it? Maybe she's jockeying for position. Maybe she wants to go to Paris on summer and she needs to be on her best behavior because she wants to go. Like, you attributing intention.
But there's some value. That's what I'm talking about. There's something
that's the thing. You attributing intention to woman a lot of times is skewed because these women, we're
talking about general women right now. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, we're talking about general women, right?
Okay. Well, we take it off my wife and talk about general women. Go ahead.
No. Because your wife was doing, according to you, she was doing things that everybody kind of assumes is disrespectful, right?
Well, yeah, but there's some women that are not willing to change. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
So
just
there's
because,
a difference.
No. If I did respect CEO for a year, and I stop disrespect CEO from that point until the future, that doesn't change the fact that I was disrespectful to our CEO before that situation, right? Like, I can erase the past, I can now correct my ways, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't doing the same thing I actually was doing.
Okay,
and
so I can grant you that, but I got a question.
Let me just finish.
Okay.
And I don't have to be intentional about it. I can do it on purpose. Like, I was talking with Fred a couple of seconds. She might actually not feel the right. That might not be intentional, but I will read it according to the premises and the things I know about her. So I will ask her, hey, please don't do it. Doesn't mean that there's malicious intent on it. No, because she might not do it on purpose. But when people have micro expressions, when people throw their arms to the side, like, that can be just a sign of frustration. That can just be the sign of, I want this to move on. But just because you don't do it intentionally doesn't mean that people are not going to perceive it as disrespect, because most of us will kind of do.
So Fatty, that's the point that I'm trying to make is, I didn't say, that's not what I was saying. Does she not respect? No, it wasn't. Here's the question. This is what I'm trying to explain it to you. Does that mean that she doesn't respect you because she did something disrespectful? That was your question to me. And I'm like, no, she still respects me. But you're like, how can she respect you if she did something disrespectful? And I said, it's because of the intention behind it, which is exactly what you're saying right now. That's the same thing. So we're talking about, what we're talking about is willingness. We're talking about willingness. So when we're talking about the average woman, if the average woman, it's my perception, my perspective of it, most women don't really understand that they're being disrespectful.
Sure. And you just contradicted yourself, because you told Ali, just because a particular person moves certain way doesn't mean that the bigger society moves the same way. Logic is the bigger society, not the Fred jumping out of a building and surviving every time. So just because your woman is doing that while other women are doing that intentionally, that doesn't mean that your woman is not being disrespectful. You have to go to the broader sense of the word in society and says, if your woman talks back to you, she's disrespectful. It doesn't change that she's talking back to you when she doesn't understand that they're disrespectful, because the word has a meaning, and talking back is disrespectful to the broader way of society, either you want it or not. Because if that was the case, flirting with the man, oh, but this is my woman, I don't see the disrespect. Yes, it is, because on the broader spectrum of society, woman or man flirting with other woman while they're married is clearly disrespectful. So I don't care if you think or not, if that's respectful or not, by the broader term of society, that's seen as a clear disrespect.
I don't think in the broader term of society nowadays that is seen as a means of disrespect. But what I'm saying is that her willingness to be able to change is the respect. Just because she may act in a sense, that doesn't mean that she's acting in a sense, in a malicious sense. When you're dealing with women who operate with the intent of being disrespectful or doesn't want to align with you, even when you're correcting her, that's a woman that you're going to have to let go, because logic would dictate, if you continue to take this woman on that is continuously disrespecting you, when you tell her that you're being disrespectful and she doesn't make the adjustment, that woman it's going to end badly. It's automatically going to end poorly. But if she shows reason and shows interest in being respectful and making adjustments, that's a woman that you can actually build with. That's what I'm saying. The word was intention. Yeah, the key word is intention.
You have 17 years. Is the last question, brother. Then you got it. 17 years. When was the last time your woman was disrespectful to you?
Shit, I don't know. She really works hard at making sure that she respects and shows respect.
August.
No,
So-
let me, hey, brother,
so
let me just
what's
do
being
this
said
so
is-
I can. 1 second, please. Let me just
It's
say
nothing
this,
that I think about, so I really don't know, man.
but that's the point. A Red, if your son was always respectful to you, and one time he was disrespectful, wouldn't you remind that it's the first thing in your head, since he never does that, the day that he does one, that's remember?
I went through it so much with her before.
Let me finish, August. This is why you are pulling from the super ninjas from the amp crowd on the other side. I'm him. My woman never did respect me, but when I ask you when was the last time you got disrespected, you can't even remember. When I should know, when I should know, if I have a car for 17 years and the motherfucker never breaks down, I will definitely remember the only time you left me on the road. I have to call the Red to bring me some gas and some shit. Like, you are lying right now because there's no reason that you don't remember that shit. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't remember, because when I don't focus on the fact of when she's been disrespectful. I focus on the fact that she's trying to be respectful, and I appreciate that. So for me to be hanging on to that shit is not productive for myself or for my relationship. So it's not nothing that I just keep inside of my head. Like, I remember that last day you were being disrespectful. It's not like that. We've been working together. We've been slowly but surely grinding things out and figuring each other out up until this point, and now we're here where I just live in this bliss, but I had to earn it. It wasn't like it came off the boat like that. I had to teach a whole lot of shit and be patient about a whole lot of shit and be empathetic about a whole lot of shit. And I'm saying that,
and just
if you want
that,
hold on, this last thing. And what I'm saying is that if you want your woman to be
Yes.
able to last and operate in that perspective, there are certain guidelines as a man that you're gonna have to follow to be able to get the best out of her. But
Sure.
if she's not willing to do that, you got to get rid of her immediately.
Absolutely.
Let me
And
interject.
Karate Kid, go ahead, brother. I'll interrupt you multiple times.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. August, what is being said is that it happened, not that the intention was of disrespect, right? Because we could go back and look at analyze things. So even if, let's say, she did have a bad nurturing, right? Nature and nurture turned into something that you had to go deal with, right?
Right.
All Fatty is saying is that it happened. Fatty's not arguing the changing of it and y'all maturing together, because I think everybody here on the panel is bigging you up, to be honest, that you actually have a woman, a wife, and you dead serious about that shit.
Well, what Fatty was saying is that my wife is disrespectful because
was.
Okay, my wife was disrespectful.
Yes, that's all he is acknowledging, that it did happen.
And she doesn't respect me. She didn't respect me because she was disrespectful. That's what Fatty was saying. And I'm like, bro.
I mean,
that's what I said.
Listen.
That's what you said. I said these.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me clarify that. I said these.
If I got that wrong, I apologize.
I said these. I said your woman was doing disrespectful stuff. Disrespect is a pattern of behavior. She was doing disrespectful stuff until she stopped doing it. That make her being disrespectful at a time. And what you said was, our mama raised her. That's what you said, not me.
Nah, Fatty,
you said it was our mama. Our mama. No. But that's what you. That's what you did.
You're cherry picking my words. You're cherry picking my words right now.
No. August,
That's
didn't
fine.
you say that
Go
she
ahead.
was doing things because
You're
she was
cherry
raised
picking
with
my
mama?
words out of context, Fatty. Stop it.
Again? Okay.
I'm not conceding to that.
So clarify.
Okay, so
clarify.
The argument that I was having with you is that my wife doesn't respect me because she was disrespectful. That was our argument. That was the okay, Fatty. If that's not what you said, then
No. What I said
pretty
was
sure that that's what you said.
No, what I said. What I said was
speaking
simple.
to intention.
What I said was simple. I said your woman is just like every woman. They will decide.
First you said she was superwoman. You remember
she's
that?
special. She's special.
That's what you were saying. You was like, my woman's is superwoman and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no.
No. I was asking you. I was asking you questions. Either you have these women that are way above and beyond the regular woman, or you think that your magic only works on her. That's what I said. Right. That you can only put a spell on her. You're not going to put spell on another woman. And then you explain.
No. You were saying that I should be able to do it again. I should be able to replicate it because I did it already. And that's
sure.
What we went into the dialogue of how much work it took.
And what did you say?
It's too much work to be doing that with another woman.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. Now we're going to go back to the moments where she was disrespectful until she got it. You said that she didn't accept it until she accepted, meaning she was disrespectful until she started to act respectfully. Is that right?
Okay, yeah, I grant that. Yeah.
And now I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between that and most women? Most women are just like your woman. Oh, no, let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. Most women are just like a woman. They're going to choose if they're going to bring you peace or if they're going to bring you problems. It's not about August, the super ninja that puts a spell on a woman and she now all of a sudden learn. This is about your woman. For whatever reason, she didn't see eye to eye with you, so she decided to buck back. And as soon, for whatever reason, she got clarity. She said, you know what? I'm not going to do it anymore. And August, again, I will repeat it again. If she actually doesn't buck back, you should remember the last time she did. Because I remember my girlfriends bucking back 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when I was a kid. So the fact that you can't even pinpoint the last time that your woman bucked back to you in disrespect show that you either lying to save face or you're trying to pretend that you're something that you're not. Now you can have the floor.
If I was lying, I would say that she had never bucked back before. I can't tell you the specific time because it's irrelevant to me. I don't hold on to shit that's not relevant to me being progressive in my relationship. There's nothing that I can gain outside of this argument from me remembering when the last time she bucked back. That would be ridiculous. So I don't know if you're still in a relationship with your girl, but I could, if the relationship ended, then I'm pretty sure you could remember all of that shit. But if you in a constant relationship and it's real good, you know what I'm saying, and things are blissful now, you know what I'm saying, then you probably won't hold on to it as hard as you would when you had that certain type of relationship that ended. That's all I'm trying to say.
Hey, Mr. Trin, is there a way for you to display better behavior if you forget past behavior?
Dog, you know this shit, bro.
Is that a way for you to grow if you don't remember all the mistakes and bullshit that you did if you don't acknowledge it? Huh? Look at by the way, Adrian, look at this face while you're talking. Because look at this face while you're talking. Look at this face while you're talking with a smirk.
He admitted, and no, he's right, because that's his wife, and they went through their journey, and that's beautiful for them. And I'm happy for you, G. Make no mistake about anything that I'm saying. You hear me?
I appreciate that 100%.
What Fatty is acknowledging is the fact that you had to see the disrespect till you know disrespect. What Fatty is saying is now is like, how could you not remember these things if these things are so important to the point where y'all end up arguing?
Facts.
So
facts. How can the Miami Heat August? One second, August. This is what I'm saying. The Miami Heat, if I'm not mistaken, started their season 17-17. The big three: Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James.
You always got these
No.
Because I don't know how you do it.
No, I want to do something that everybody remembers. They had to go through those 40 games to become the big three, the Miami Heat. If they forget what was happening on those first 40 games, they will never get to a place where they're now gelling, everybody playing their position and move along. If just because you are a champion now and you are a 3-time champion, you don't remember there was those grueling 40 games that we had, either you lying or you are a motherfucking jackass. Because
yo, dog.
Please. I'm trying to help you. Listen to what I'm saying.
It looks like
what I'm saying to you.
Protecting your wife's image.
Hold on, I'm not. No, I'm not. She has been disrespectful.
No. We're saying you said.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to it. I'm trying to. No, I'm not. I'm only gonna keep it real here. It's not gonna serve nobody, not myself or anybody, for me to get on here and lie about some shit. I don't lie about whatever I go through my wife.
She still needs to be protected.
Listen,
right?
you're tripping. You don't know me. You don't know me. Trust me. I keep it 1,000% one up and down.
Hey, Red, put him up there. Put him up here. I think
hold on.
Here's that image here.
Hold on, Trent.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't protect lies. You know what I'm saying? If her image is one thing, that's what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's some other shit that it ain't. I'm never gonna do that. I always keep it a thorough 100. That's why she respect me, because no matter where I'm at, I'm gonna always keep it 100%. So listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that what Fatty is talking about doesn't exist in my relationship. I'm saying that I don't fucking know because it's not relevant to me. So me just giving, listen to what I'm saying to you, Fatty. Chill out, okay? So me giving the concession that it does exist. I'm not saying it don't exist. I just don't keep it in my back pocket because it's not really relevant to my life because there's no way that
we hear
it's
you,
gonna
bro.
be. It's gonna be.
YT.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. Oh, my bad. You the host. My bad, dog. What you? My bad.
You good? Go ahead, bro. Cook, bro. You good?
Oh, I was saying that. It's not relevant to my relationship right now. The only relevance it would have in my life for me to remember that date is this fucking argument right now, this debate. Outside of that, I don't have no relevance for it because we've moved past that. There's no reason for me to keep reiterating all the things she did wrong because she's doing so many things that's great that we just need to focus on that and just continue building on that. That's what I'm saying. He's talking about relationships that ended. You know what I'm saying? If you ended a relationship, of course you're gonna remember how the shit ended bad.
Oh, sure. Imagine somebody saying, "Hey, Fatty, is your neighborhood drug-ridden and full of junkies and all that?" I don't know because he's not. It doesn't pertain to me. He's not relevant to me. I don't do drugs. I never been around drugs. They don't live around me. So
that's
the fact
like,
that
how do you not remember this shit?
the fact that I don't have a
I'm still with
crackhead
her.
motherfucking mama,
And that's one of the things
I don't
too.
know my
We're
mama
still
is a
together.
crackhead.
We're still
One of the
together.
things too, YT,
That's crazy.
is I kind of hear what they saying because I've been with my wife almost 30 years, and those are building blocks. Like it was early in my relationship. Like it was early. Like we was just meeting, but she kind of tried to tell me about something she ain't had no business telling me about, and I had to be like, "Yo, nah, that's not what you do. This is not your area of expertise. Like I got this." And again, it's not like we do this all the time, but that was a building block in our relationship. This was a hurdle we had to kind of jump over. So I would never, just put it in the back of my mind or forget it to say, we a great couple and we would never have to think about that. Nah, we came to those hurdles and we had to address it and kind of move past it. For me, the only dilemma I'm having is the disrespect part. Like I'm from New York. I don't know where you from. Disrespect is what I deem it. I don't know about her. She didn't see it as disrespect and calling me out my name, telling me some type of shit that ain't like I'm the one that get to say what disrespect is. So when you say, she didn't know what it looked like or she needed to be taught by somebody, like, aren't you the person that dictates what is disrespect in your world? And how does that look?
Yeah, that's a fact.
I got a question.
Check them down, son.
I got a question.
Especially with something you want
to question. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Stop yelling at me.
I thought you couldn't hear me. Question. What does the willingness to learn or change look like?
Compromise.
Accountability and apology.
Oh, what a fucking silence.
Yeah. I would go with an apology, which is change behavior.
Okay. Is that logical or tactical?
That's logical.
Depends on the demon you're dancing with, bro.
Depends on the fruit. Depends on the fruit from the tree.
The demon you're dancing with is funny. That's a good one. You're right.
I mean, if the apology comes with changed behavior, then
absolutely.
Yeah,
it was logical because that's the natural course of an apology. You acknowledge what you did, then you change the behavior so you don't do it again. But if it comes with doing the same mistake over and over and over again, now you manipulated me. That's something different. You know what I mean? Like I'm hung up on, we can't call logic manipulation if it's not, like, you know what I mean? I know we can compartmentalize it, but if it's looking like manipulation and talking like manipulation, it's probably manipulation. I'm not going to try to play it off as logic. It's kind of disrespectful to me. And when people say playing on my intelligence or playing in my face, I think this is kind of what we talk about. Like people do it with who they can do it with. And I'm just one of those people like, you ain't doing that shit with me. So let me put that on the table now. And if we could get past it, we can. If we can't, we won't. But let me put that out there. You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying to Genius.
Yeah, but you didn't drop her. You worked through it. Working through it, meaning that you went to trials and tribulations until she stopped doing that shit. If you actually mean what you're saying, let's say what you mean. As soon as she did that shit 3 times, strike 3, you're out. So what I'm saying is that is normal, August. It's very normal for a woman.
Go ahead, Fatty. It's not.
I'm just saying it's very normal for us to say me and woman didn't see eye to eye for 7 years, and now everything is good and bliss. It's fine. to say that. But once you want to kind of whitewash the period of disrespect, the period of insubordination, the period of things not going your way, because now she's doing things your way, that is ridiculous, because you can go through times of extreme happiness and bliss if you don't go through the tough times. And your relationship, for whatever reason, is the only one that have tough times only on the beginning and doesn't have nothing after year. What? Give me the year, by the way. I want to hear you. What is the year where you became the Supreme August? That's your name now. Supreme August. When was the year, August?
I don't have it. Y'all always been that nigga.
See, super ninja from the This Might Be Risky. Is this what it is?
I'm just Fatty. Let me say something to you. I'm gonna show you how it shows up. It shows up.
I told you.
It shows up, Fatty. Look, it shows up in increments. Habits are built. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't expect somebody to just already have it in their head because we had the disagreement and I spoke to her. Come on, hold on. Real quick.
Can you answer? Oh,
let me explain something to you. Habits are built. So it's not like, oh, you got 3 times and then you're out. It's like, okay, let me explain to you what this is. That's the first time. The second time is like, hey, we're doing this again. And it's like, okay, you're right. It might be in the heat of an argument, and it might be later on in a conversation where it's like, you know what, I'm sorry for doing whatever it is that I said I wouldn't do again. I'm sorry about that. I'm working on it. You have to understand that people come with their own ideas and thoughts in the marriage early on. So these have to be worked out through the marriage through time. It shows up in small increments. Like if she's willing, it shows up in willingness. It doesn't show up in just immediate, like, hey, you got it. You know what I'm saying? There's time. That's not
how relationships work. You are talking like relationships
work.
No, you are talking like relationships is a rough takeoff. And then it keeps go incrementally up and up and up and up and up and up. No,
not what I'm saying.
No, 1 second. When you say
like a roller coaster,
when you say it becomes in increments, right? Let's use Red analogy. I have a very strong personality. I butt heads with Red. I butt heads with Ali. If I was around Mr. Iset, I guarantee we would butt heads a lot because he has a strong personality too. That's how people, even I might have love for you. You are going to butt heads if you actually care for the person, right?
Right.
So if even as friends, even as business partners, even as colleagues, we are going to butt heads. For you to have a woman that is literally under you, is having sex with you, as your kids live on the same house, you are going to have a lot of times where you don't see eye to eye, not because she doesn't love you, it's because just having some episode, right? I asked you when was your last episode, you couldn't remember. I asked you when was the last time that you didn't figure out her, and all of a sudden, when did it become this incremental step by step where you don't have these downturns like everybody else? Can you answer that for me? When was the year? She had to be taught. When was the day that she learned that from that point until now, y'all are not fighting, y'all not having no problems? Like, when was that point?
Yeah. Fatty, that there is never going to be a point where that happens.
August, you love that girl.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's never going to be a point where that happens.
No, that's not what you said.
August loved that girl for real.
Well, we're talking about, yeah.
And he said, was that what he said? He didn't say that.
No, I get what he's saying now. I'm understanding.
He said, I'm him or me. I do this.
I can tell. He loved that girl for real. That girl got him bad. You heard me?
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, Fetty. Yeah, I know.
So if you understand what I'm saying,
right there next to him, like,
if you understand what I
get what you're saying. Let me explain it though. I understand where you're coming from. You're talking about
don't explain it. Tell me what was the point. Where was because you don't remember the last time y'all fought. Tell me what's the point where the fighting stopped. What year?
Well, the point of concession is what the point of what I was trying to say is, and I
no, don't say what you're trying to say.
Hold on,
answer my question. Now, please answer my question and then explain. If you don't remember the last time you fought, which means that y'all fought years ago, when was the last time y'all have the disagreement, and for how many years you live in bliss?
The point of concession is the idea of fighting. So I'm gonna have to concede that point. But what the point that I was making to you is that we've gone through periods of time where we can work through issues the way that we're supposed to. There were periods in time where we couldn't work through shit. I had to establish a whole lot of different things, and that's what was the perception of disrespect. Her being emotional or being, and us having an argument isn't disrespectful to me. What it is just her being. It's just her being a woman who's having who I'm in a relationship.
So you just did it again. So you,
it's not really combative. Sometimes it's combative.
I mean, you ain't combat. You ain't combat.
Adrian, he just did it again. He just did it again.
Realization is there. It's like, you know what? You're right. I'm being emotional. I am being combative right now. I apologize about that because I have the utmost respect for you.
So when was the last time that happened?
Bro, I'm not going to talk about the last time that happened. It happened before, though. It happened recently.
Hold on, so you do remember it.
He's doing it. But that's why I said that's the point of concession.
I gotta do it.
Hey August, let me tell you this so I leave you alone, right? Hey, 1 second. Let me say this so I can leave you alone. Hey, I have the utmost respect for married people that are willing to come clean and to have a conversation.
Yes.
But this is why most of y'all married people should be out of YouTube. Y'all lie. All the
I did not lie, bro.
Sir. What I'm saying is that I try to ask questions in so many different ways to get you to actually say what you mean and mean what you say, and you laugh, you smirk. Hey, no, you know what you are doing right now? You are in front of Congress with the Bible, and you say, "I do not recall. I plead the fifth. I don't remember. Was that a circumstance? Define Bible. Define woman. Define fighting. Is this really?" No, hey, August, 1 second. August, 1 second. You know when I know is a stalling mechanism is when we're having the same conversation over and over again. Oh, that might be disrespect to you, but it's not for me. Define disrespect. Is that good? Is that bad? Like the fact that we're having this conversation and you clearly capping for your woman to the point where you don't want to tell the last time y'all had a back and forth when everybody in the planet had the last time where they fought or they have a disagreement. Tells you that you are here to lie about your relationship.
That's not what you said, Fatty.
No, sir, hey, August. Say I'm not lying without smiling and smirking. Looking, hey, Brett, put him on the big screen. Put him on the big screen. Put him on the big screen. They say this. No, say this without laughing. I don't remember the last time I fought my woman.
That's not what you said, Fatty.
Why are you smiling again?
That's what you said.
I'm about to tell you. That's what you said.
August.
That's not what you said. You were making
no, that's what you said.
Making a point. No, let me finish. You were
no. Repeat what I said without smirking.
You were making the point.
I do not remember the last time I fought with my woman.
Me smirking is irrelevant. You were making the point that my wife was being disrespectful, and you asked me when was the last time we got to that point of disrespect, and that's what I was explaining to you, that I don't keep that in my back pocket. Arguments happen all the time in relationships.
I didn't say.
You were talking about an argument.
I know.
And I don't perceive that argument as it being disrespectful.
No. I didn't. No, 1 second, please. 1 second. I didn't say to keep count. I didn't say to keep count, right?
Bro, that's what.
No. Because you. I didn't say you are have on the back of pocket to keep count, right? I didn't say that. But for example, if I have a relationship with a sister, and I give, and one day I don't give, so she takes that hard, right? I will make a point of explaining to her how sometimes I'm going to tell her no. And if she doesn't understand the no, she is being ungrateful. I will always remember that. And I want her to remember that too, because I don't want this to happen again. This is a point of growing. You are being ungrateful. So I'm going to come to you and say, hey, baby, I help you with this and this. I'm not throwing to your face, but please acknowledge the time that I help you, because you can judge me for the one time that I didn't. You are telling us that just because you love your baby and you don't see it disrespectful, you are going to let it back because you don't want to think about things. Like,
have you been in a relationship for 17 years? Or like,
no, but I'm not a liar either.
August,
go ahead.
August, hold on 1 second. I got an example, brother. Unmute yourself, brother.
What's poppin'?
When was the last time we had a heated, contentious conversation?
Over the football conversation we had maybe a month ago, maybe a little over a month. Yeah, we had a conversation about football.
See how he remembered it?
Yeah.
That's not that I don't remember. I just didn't say it. See, I didn't understand.
I mean,
I didn't understand his
that's
point.
what
He was
we
talking
said.
about an
You
argument.
that's
We
what
were
I
talking
was
about
saying. Is
disrespect.
that it's kind of like these are kind of like markers in our relationship, like road markers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even when we on the road of this relationship, we got markers that indicate our level and where we at, and those things, those points of contention, we should absolutely be able to remember or at least pull out, because again, this is what defined this road that we on. And if we can give this as a tool for a younger relationship, or just a pull to laugh at, because now, you know, we still together, like you said, you and the missus still together, so these stories y'all are laughing at now. Remember when we was
he asked me
arguing
for a
about the
date.
dinner or whatever the case may be? So, you know, it's kind of a barometer and a marker, kind of like our kids, man. These things show us what these relationships
That's not
are.
what I'm. That's
Go
not
ahead,
what I'm
we don't
arguing.
use
I'm
it.
saying
It's
that
never, hey
we don't
guys, I
use
just
them
want
as
to,
ammunition
it's
points.
never what he says.
I'm
It's
saying
never
that
what
it
he
exists.
means. He always have to explain the explanation. He's like me asking Arnold Schwarzenegger, hey sir, you are the most you are Mr. Olympia. Do you
I'm
remember when you
saying
were
that
this
it
scrawny kid?
exists,
I
and there
can
was a point
remember
in time,
because the
but I don't
past is
keep
in the
something like
past.
that in the
I
back
don't
pocket.
remember when I didn't have
He's talking
muscles.
about arguments. That's the difference. He's talking about having a contentious argument. We're talking about disrespect, and I'm telling him that I don't remember the last time she was disrespectful where I had to make a correction. I don't remember that. I'm not saying it don't happen or it hasn't happened. I just don't keep that in my back pocket. Now,
But
the
no,
last
but
time
there's
we had
my
an
no.
argument,
I advanced my point. I advanced my
recently.
no. Respectfully, I
So that's
advanced my
something
point.
different.
Hey, sir, you are not going to scramble out of these. I said these verbatim, and I will give you another example because you like it, right? You like examples.
I don't
If
like
my dog doesn't poop and shit in my couch ever, and he's been with me for 20 years, I will never forget the day that I came home and Snoopy shit the fuck on my couch and it was like everywhere. I will remember. Because there's an anomaly. You remember days that are not regular. You forget days that are routine. So if your woman is such a good woman, you will definitely remember the day that she acted out because you remember things that are anomalies on your routine. Now that I got that out of the way, August, you are going to explain me how is your woman such a respectful and docile and subservient and she listens and you can remember the last time that she didn't when there's a rarity?
Because it's not an anomaly when she was being disrespectful at that period of time. Do you understand what I'm saying? We went through
he's
a
talking
period
about
of
now.
It. Listen to what I'm trying to explain it to you. You can't even I'm trying to explain it, but y'all are not listening. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to listen to what I'm saying to you.
I'm being honest with you. You know that, right? You know,
I
you're my G. I just met you
I believe
tonight,
it.
and
I still believe you. I take it at face value. What I'm talking about is
in the recent time of your relationship,
an argument. You talking about
when
an
was
argument?
the last time per se that the shit popped off and you had to be like, yo, calm your ass down? That's what he's pretty much asking.
I mean, just in an argument. That's like, some normal argument shit. Like we argue.
But he's saying when. He's saying when, not if it happens, because we know it happened. We all have
maybe a month ago, maybe last week. I don't fucking know. Recently. You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. We're talking about
that's
disrespect.
What we're saying, G.
No, I'm explaining to you. That's why I conceded that point. We're talking
the white flag. So each woman does the same thing that every woman does.
You evolved it. No, fatty, you evolved it. We were talking about disrespect. And so I was telling him that there was a period of time where we had a construction period of time where there was a lot of disrespect going on, where it wasn't being known as disrespect. So I've had to establish. Stop, Patty. Stop. Please. Let me finish this point. I've had to establish those principles within the realms of our relationship, even down to the effect of how we communicate so it's effective for us. Her perspective wasn't being disrespectful, but she was. So I had to make those adjustments inside of the relationship. That was a period of time. He's asking me, when was the last time that period of time, at the end of that period of time? I'm explaining to you that she didn't just shit on the couch one time. She was shitting on the couch all the motherfucking time. So there's no motherfucking, it's not an anomaly.
That was in the
you understand what I'm saying?
It, right?
Yeah, it was.
So what happened a month ago?
Exactly.
Middle, up to the middle.
Hey, 1 second. So what happened a month ago?
And look, this is the last thing too. I conceded that the point that it existed. I just didn't have it in my back pocket to throw it on the table to be like, that was the last time she showed me disrespect.
No, sure. So can you clarify what happened last month that happens all the time?
Just argument shit.
No. You said right. What happened Last month
Fatty,
it
look,
happens
I'm
all
not
the
getting
time.
into that. I'm not getting into that shit. I'm not getting into it.
No, it happens all the time. You are an honest man.
I ain't getting into it. I'm not getting into that shit, Fatty. You're
I
out
thought
of your
you were
damn mind.
special.
I'm not getting into that shit, Fatty. You out of your goddamn
because he's not finna, and we.
Hey, Trin, in the honor of the untouchable mindset, we punch him into the corner. Now we're going to let him go to the center of the ring. You got it, brother.
Too much fucking gas.
You got it,
dog.
brother. I'm just
telling
right
you,
here.
gas. You OD gassing on him right now. Leave him alone. I get it.
We're not getting into that, Fatty.
That's his
Yeah, it's not
queen
happening.
of the castle. He don't want to. And that's
Fatty,
fine.
he's good. Fatty's fine.
But
Fatty always
August,
on this shit.
But August,
I don't have a relationship. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I love you, Fatty. For real, you my dog.
I love you too. And you're lioness.
Just say I'm gonna keep that private, and that works because nobody.
I'm not getting into that shit with him.
Yes,
I'm not getting that shit with Fatty. I can tell him that right now.
Say, if I say, if me and you having a conversation and you bring up something, I'd be like, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna keep that private. You gonna respect it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Just say, you know what? I'm gonna keep that one private. And
I already told Fade I'm not getting to that shit with him, man. You out of your damn mind. I'm about to tell you what my argument was with my wife. I'm not getting to that shit. I'm not opening up my relationship on the fucking internet. You're nuts.
But
That's
I'm
not
saying,
happening.
bro, it's a better response. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Fatty, man. It's my dog. You know, I'm talking.
I got some. There's a question in the chat, guys. Brit Love Nail says, do y'all think men play on women's emotions when their woman is emotional?
No, they don't even know how to do it.
Absolutely not.
Most men don't know how to play on woman emotions. They will go right after the woman and their emotions. They literally are the island that is chasing the boat when waves come. Instead of being the island and staying on the same place and play on their emotions and use it like you do with your kids, you kind of push him in the way so they can actually get to the. They literally decide not to be the island and they get on a boat and they follow their emotions. If she was sad, they're going to try to figure out. If she's like, men are just followers at this point. Not August, of course.
It's not good. It's not helping the relationship, bro. You can't do it.
August is the island.
End badly.
We don't do no wrong.
August is the island, not the Epstein Island, but he's an island somewhere.
Look, I've learned from experience. Okay, I'm a quick study, and I learned from experience. All right, I went down the rabbit hole of emotions, and I'm like, listen, sometimes she feels some way for nothing. So I made it a rule that if you feel some type of way, you have to be able to explain to me, I feel like this for this reason. Otherwise, you got to let that shit go. That's
Just
something
like
that I've experienced.
Like every other woman.
Bruh, but no man is saying that. They trying to figure out why she feel the same way.
No,
and I'm telling her that you gotta come to me with that. You and guy gotta work that out, and then we can work on it if you can ground it by some logic.
But
I'm not no
remember, your woman healed from whatever things she had going on, but she argues with you all the time, including last month.
It ain't all the time.
You said it all the time. You said,
okay, I was being hyperbolic when I said that. I was being hyperbolic. You know that. I was being hyperbolic
all the time. Define all the time. Define time. Define all.
Now you're being.
Define fights. Define arguments.
What's the word? What's the word now? Were you being whatever about words? That too. Yeah. But I was being hyperbolic when I say all the time. I didn't mean literally.
I got a question. So one of the clips that I wanted to review was the point where August, when you were trying to explain how, you had to help her regulate her emotions, and if she didn't have the willingness to follow your program, men should just up and leave, right? Should leave the relationship. So Ali had a problem with what you said when he kept saying, "Well, how many times? How many times? How many times you give her a chance? How many give her a chance?" So is there a certain amount of times a man should do that, or is that like, their own personal time limit? Or because on the clip on Ali's show, he was literally trying to get you to say how many times, right? So can you talk about that a little bit?
It's not a amount of, this is my perspective, and this is what has worked for me, right? It's not a amount of time. Is the willingness is showed in small incremental ways. So people have to understand that habits are built. It's almost like going to the gym. You can't expect somebody to just transition into something that you want them to transition to without them going through the process of losing that habit and then establishing a new one. That's a process, but the willingness shows up in small incremental ways. We can have an argument about some stuff, and then it's like, do you remember what I said about how we're supposed to communicate and how this is supposed to be? And it's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't do it this time. I'm gonna try better next time. It's always just small and incremental. Now, if you're dealing with an obstinate woman, which is typically what a lot of men are dealing with, then that's something that you got to go ahead and get rid of, because even if she apologized and there's no admission of whatever that behavior being replicated is, or even just acknowledgement of it, then obviously it's time for her to, and I'm not talking about on that first instance. I'm talking about like a pattern of that. And I wouldn't be able to tell you how that looks. It looks very different because sometimes patterns aren't intentional. Those are just behaviors that have been replicated for so long that needs to transition out. And you'll see all instances of it. I can't give you more examples of like what it looks like, but you'll know.
I got you. Brother, do you agree? Or you have an example?
Yeah, I can't say I agree. Apology has changed behavior for me. Bottom line. And if the behavior doesn't change, then the apology was manipulation. And that's kind of where I've been tug of warring all night. You know what I mean? I'm not going to play word semantics or, this verbal tennis with anybody. If you're manipulating, you're manipulating. If you are sorry, then that kind of is dictated in your behavior. And I think the fruit and, the dog analogy was perfect because my wife watched dog shows all the time. And whenever they can change the behavior like that, like she been shitting on the couch every day and you were able to change that, they want to know what you did. And they absolutely bring that information to the forefront because it's pivotal. It's life-changing. If you can get a dog domesticated and corrected, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of big. So to be able to bring the proof with the pudding is absolutely something that is needed and necessary in order for us to be able to have the conversation. But change behavior is the bottom line. And if it's not that, you got one time. And
Okay, I was about to ask you, do you have a timeline? Like,
yeah, I got standards. I don't play that. Like, because the best indication of what's going to happen in the future is what you did in the past. And you did it to me above all. I'm the person you said you was down with and all of that. And if you can, sidestep all of that and disrespect me and call me out my name or sleep with another guy, like none of this shit is different. I'm not trying to hear this is what you deem is disrespect. Nah, it's what I deem is disrespectful. And that's how, it's gonna play. Sorry for being so long-winded, y'all.
And OG, what's funny? This is how people gaslight each other on relationships. Oh, you danced with another man? I didn't know he was disrespectful. You never told me it was disrespectful. So how do I know it's disrespectful? That's literally gaslighting one-on-one. Is I know things are happening, but I either lie to myself so I continue on my bliss world so I don't have to confront the situation, or I will accept that she didn't know that dancing with another man is disrespectful. So now I'm being gaslit and I'm going with it.
But that's different. Having sleeping with another man is something that is not going to be tolerated. It's not going to be like, oh, you should have known better than that. There's levels to this whole thing. We're talking about just normal everyday type of behavior where there's something that they've learned through adolescence that is perceived as not being disrespectful, like not taking accountability. Right? That's a big thing. That's a behavior that sometimes has to be learned. So people evolve over time. That's
so your woman takes accountability now?
Man, fucking right, yeah. But we're not getting into that shit, bro. We're not getting into that shit, Fatty. Don't
The
try.
best shooter on the planet, Stephen Curry, shoots 40% from three.
We're not.
What is the percentage?
I'm not. Man, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this with you, Fatty.
See?
I'm not doing this. She takes accountability. I'm gonna tell you, and she takes accountability, and her ability to take accountability has served her out in all aspects in her life because she's easy to talk to. You don't have to figure out ways to try and communicate to her where it's going to be a good time for her feeling. You could tell her right away because that's always been our communication style, which is straightforward.
Sure.
It wasn't, she didn't fought. I had to fight for that, but you know what I'm saying? But
you had to fight for it then. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I had to fight.
I'm using that. Look, he
gonna
no,
I know. I'm fucking with you, right? But that's the
I know.
thing, right?
I know. That's why I'm still talking.
You know what's funny, August? I'm actually trying to humanize your woman. and this
Is
is
she
something that
human?
you don't understand, is a lot of men put their woman on the pedestal and they talk with her like they're angels and all that shit. Like me and Nighty had a massive falling out because of that. Because words have meaning. You are going to say something that is going to put her on a bad position or be looked frowned upon. And then when we point out to you, you are going to fight me because I'm just making a logical assessment of something that you said, right? Woman, hey, I'll tell you this. The best woman shoots 50% from the floor when it comes to accountability. One day you're going to get it. The another day you won't. You just have to pray that she only doesn't take accountability for the small stuff. For the big stuff, that's the best woman you can get. For the big stuff, she's always, you know what? Yeah, he was me. Yup. I shouldn't have done that. For the day-to-day things, the best thing you can actually expect is 50-50 because there's one that is going to be a conversation for 3 hours, and there's the second one where she's just going to concede because she say, you know what? Yeah, you are right. I should have done that. I should not drop that shit, right? But me trying to womanize your woman for you is actually trying to fight shit so I can go to my show and review it. But if this is the case, I'll just leave it alone. You got it?
Listen,
Go Fatty, wow.
I'm not telling the detective. I'm not snitching on myself, Mr. FBI agent. No.
But listen, it's not even like that. I just don't
do
like
not recall.
I'm just very private about my relationship. I'm sharing a little bit, but I really don't like talking about it. You know,
No. And that's fair, but that's what I'm saying, right?
Stuff.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying, right? And I say that myself. People that are in relationships and now on YouTube have a very rough hill to climb because your job is to protect your spouse. So you are not going to come in and say that her breath stink, right? You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. She cheated on you in 87 because there's a mission of a man and a woman to protect your spouse from the public.
Absolutely.
But
I understand what you mean.
y'all choose to be here. So when y'all choose to be here and people ask you questions, it's not my job to protect the sanctity of your marriage. And if you do it, you motherfucker are a liar because you lie to protect her. So, but that's my thing, right? That's nothing to do with me. This has to do with you. Don't be on YouTube talking about relationships. If every time you talk, hey, Fede, are you married? No. Hey, Fede, have you ever been on a 17-year relationship? No. What about you, August? Have you argued with your wife? I'm not going to talk about that.
Well, no, it's not. That's not the same thing, Fatty. What I'm speaking to is there's certain aspects of the relationship that I'm not going to bring on to YouTube.
And those are the most important aspects. That's when
I'm gonna tell you why it's not. I'm gonna tell you why it's not.
The teachable moments.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not, Fatty. Because I'm gonna tell you why it's not. Because my first priority, my first job is to my relationship to my wife, right? It's not to y'all. I honestly don't give a fuck whether or not y'all get it or not because I don't have no stake in it. I'm gonna put the information out, but you're gonna hold on.
I thought you were from the community. I thought you were
from the
in the fine part.
I am for the community.
No. Are you an entertainer or you are an edifier?
No.
Hey, 1 second, Dream. Hey, 1 second. Hey, August. No, August. 1 second. Hey, 1 second, August. I myself am an. No, 1 second, August.
No, you're not allowing me to complete a thought. So you have to allow me to complete a thought. You keep barraging me with different things, and I can't complete a thought. So what I'm saying is that my first, allegiance is to my family, to my nuclear family, to my wife, and what I have going on here. So I keep it private. But what I do offer you. You might as well just take what it is that I offer you and accept what I offer you and don't ask for it. It's your job to ask. You can ask for it, but it's my job to tell you no. I don't have a problem with that. You understand what I'm saying? So I would talk to you up until a point until I decide that I'm not talking about it. And look, one last thing, Fatty. The only reason why I used the point of have you been in a long-term relationship like that wasn't to throw no shade. It's just that things kind of your perspective shifts when you've been doing something for so long. Consistently, especially when you've been in a relationship for so long, consistently, there's just different things that you see about being with one person and living with one person for such a long time that most people don't really get to experience. That's why I mentioned that.
Of course. And like I said before, I won't be gaslighted. What you did was a purity test to disqualify me from the conversation.
No, that's not what I was doing.
No, let me finish.
I just explained that.
This is my interpretation, right?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm talking about jail. And you are a 17-year experienced jailbird, right? You say you've been to prison. Why are you talking to me about prison? That's what you're doing, right? And it's totally fine.
What I'm doing.
But what I'm going to say is this, right, August? I will assume that you're not fatty. I'm not Mr. He said and Miss She said. These are conscious people that have logical thinking, that are going to talk about the rough parts of being a parent, of being a husband, a wife, because they try to fix something. And to fix something, you have to talk about the rough things. If you are one of these, if you are not an entertainer like Fatty, and you are one of these conscious, edify the public and explain to the public how they have to will and all that shit, but you're not willing to either talk about the rough parts of the relationship, or you're not able to talk about the bad parts. You want your cake and eat it too. You want to go ahead and heal something that you didn't even acknowledge that exists. So respectfully, if I'm an alcoholic and I go to Alcoholics Anonymous and I'm like, oh, I'm here to be fixed, but I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with my drinking habits. Motherfucker, get off the motherfucking room. You're not. Everybody's saying, I am Fatty and I've been alcoholic because my dad was an alcoholic and this is what I do. And it becomes August. I'm alcoholic, but I'm just chilling. Yeah, you got to continue. Go ahead, Trin. Tell you're alcoholic, brother. You got this. This is unethical in my opinion. But once again, I am just an entertainer with no relationships. I have nothing to give to nobody other than some laughs and some jokes. You got it.
Fatty, you're very informative. If you don't know that, for sure. The way you broke down logic for Ilkan Ali was real.
Oh, there was a Freudian sleep. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Anyways, what I'm saying to you is that there's no right or wrong on how to do this thing. I know that you're trying to put me in a box, but I'm just myself. So I tell people I'm always gonna let you down. Don't expect nothing from August, because August is only gonna do what August won't do. And so I'm gonna have the conversation up until the point where I decide that I don't want to have the conversation. That's my prerogative to do that, because I'm gonna share as much for you as much as I want to, not as much as you need. Do you see the difference?
Sure, but I don't want to be disrespectful, so don't take it as if. But you are talking like the modern woman that come to our panels all the time. I'm me, and there's your truth, my truth, and
no, that's not what I'm saying.
No,
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not
August. One second, August. You being yourself doesn't disqualify you from you being an asshole. Because there's a lot of people that are shitty people and they say, I'm going to do me. Okay, so you're going to continue being an asshole. I don't have a problem with you doing you. I have a problem with you being an asshole. So you saying that you are going to be you is just like me going to a woman and ask for dating advice because I can get no bitches. And she just says, Fatty, just be yourself. Just be you. Show up and be yourself. Right? But no. You know why it works for you and doesn't work for Fatty? Because you are him. I'm not him. I'm just Fatty. Because you are him. You just have to be you, right? But that's the thing, August. If you can show me your battle scars, brother, don't show me your trophies. Don't show me your trophies. If you can show me your battle scars when Trin got you, if you can show me your loss, you can show me the 10 championship finals that you lost, but you're only bragging about the 6 that you won, I don't have to talk with you because you are kind of being Donald Trumpish. You are going to talk about all the business that you got successful, but you're not talking about the casino. You're not talking about the school. You're not talking about the airlines. You're not talking about nothing that actually put you on a negative light. So respectfully, I don't know if I can hear from you.
That's not true, Fatty. What you're saying is emphatically untrue. What I'm saying to you is that I will talk about some of the scars, but I won't go into depth of it because I don't want to. You understand what I'm saying? I did concede that there are times
we didn't talk about the scars at all. He says, I don't remember. Scar? What is a scar? I don't know what a scar is.
Fatty, I'm about to give you an example. Do you have arguments? Yes, we do. When's the last time you had an argument? Recently. Like we've had an argument before. Boom, there's a scar. Did you have any time where she disrespected you? Yeah, that was a time that she was being disrespectful, but she didn't mean to be disrespectful. Boom, there's another scar. Well, you want to know how. What was the argument about?
No, that's fair. No, let's stop there.
Hold on.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Hold on,
and I concede. Now, August, I concede you are right. Okay. Let me ask to the two gentlemen and the lady that are since the beginning. Did August give that information up front, or did we add to call the good cop and the bad cop and do the interrogation tactics and put him upside down and waterboard him for him to actually admit that he has arguments just like everybody else? What happened? Was he up front, or we had to rip it out of him?
It was like pulling teeth.
Yeah, pull that out. Yeah,
that would. I misunderstood what you were asking.
And I get it, dog. I get it. I completely get it. your lady that you love is prime material. That's your lady. Nobody's taking it away from me. What we like, hold on. 1 minute you don't remember it, then the next minute you did remember it.
No, that's not what happened, bro.
Okay.
I've explained this
I
3
back
times
out.
to y'all.
This
is the third time I've explained this to y'all. Fatty was talking about disrespect. He said, "Do you remember the last time she disrespected you?"
But if your lady
And then
is
it
arguing with you,
switched to-
isn't that not disrespectful?
No,
behavior?
no, that would be ridiculous. But that would be ridiculous for me to expect her to never argue with me.
No,
But
no,
like,
you said it happens all the time, not never. No, you didn't say it happens sometimes. No. You said it happens all the time. That's what you said.
Fatty, you know what I was saying. I was saying being
No.
hyperbolic.
Hey,
we went through that whole thing already.
Hey, August,
and
1 second.
You trying to hold me to the words?
No, August. Let me say this, right?
Okay,
If
go ahead.
I have a younger brother, man. Great kid. If we disagree or argue once every year, is expected. If I have a woman and I have every day with her, if we argue 5 times a year, that's expected. Once you say all the time, there's a level of disrespect there because that person, for whatever reason, can shut the fuck up and listen to you.
I was being hyperbolic. I
of
just
course.
used the word. We went through this already. I said, Fatty, I didn't really literally mean all the time. I just was being hyperbolic of it because y'all were making the assertion that I don't have arguments with her. So on the other spectrum of that, it would be hyperbolic, would be all the time. That's why I said it like that. I don't literally mean that we're all the time having arguments.
Sure,
I can live in bliss with a woman that I'm arguing with all the time. That's ridiculous. Now,
Sure.
to trend, what I was saying to you is that there is to have the expectation that she's on this level of perfection, that she communicates perfectly every time and never gets emotional. It's ridiculous.
Nobody said that.
So that's that's the point.
You know what's funny?
Fatty, you don't never let me want to finish my point.
No,
Go
it's because
ahead.
you are doing what you're accused of, right? We are looking at your words and what you say, and you say y'all shouldn't be doing that because there's a deeper meaning. And as soon as you're trying to characterize our argument, you use the words never, all, like anybody on this panel said you should never argue with your woman because nobody said that shit. You are the one changing the argument.
I never said that you should.
Okay, so I have to go to my phone again and show how you say to that we said that he was never. I have to go to my phone again. No, right? Because you said never.
You're being hyper. I was being hyperbolic when I spoke on one point. I don't know what you're talking about when I said.
And when
never.
you said never, were you being hyperbolic too? That we say that
about
never.
What? Never about what again? Explain it to me. Or maybe you should put it up on the phone.
I'll play for you.
Yeah.
You know, this is a expensive phone for these situations.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit the like button, subscribe, and become a member. Sponsor a member. Help Brad hit her goals for tonight. Shout out to everybody that supported the channel so far.
Dog, I gotta go eat. I gotta go eat some food. I've been at work all day, dog.
Go get some
feeling.
food.
Feeling lethargic.
Thank you for coming through.
Y'all know it's a love thing, G.
I see it. You look tired. Go get
I'm burnt the fuck
I
out.
know.
I've
I
been
see.
at work
Thank you for coming.
all day, dog.
That's what you get for doing witching hours with me last night. That's why.
I did it.
That's why.
Do you want me to play it or not, August?
Yes, I've been waiting for you to play it. I want to hear it. Yes.
Already.
I said, Fatty, I didn't really literally mean all the time. I just was being hyperbolic of it because y'all were making the assertion that I don't have arguments with her. So on the other spectrum of that, it would be hyperbolic, would be all the time. That's why I said it like that. I don't literally mean that we're all the time having arguments. Sure. I can live in bliss with a woman that I'm arguing with all the time. That's ridiculous. Now, the trend, what I was saying to you is that there is to have the expectation that she's on this level of perfection, that she communicates perfectly every time and never gets emotional. It's ridiculous.
Who said on this conversation that who used the word never? Nobody.
You said that I did. That was the point that you were supposed to be going to the.
No.
Oh my God.
You see what I'm talking about?
It's supposed to be that shit right there.
Let me guess. Never was another hyperbole, right?
Why don't you just concede, Fatty?
So never was an hyperbole again, right?
That wasn't. What are you talking about, Fatty? You need to
when did Prim say that a woman should never argue with you? She will be perfect. When was that?
Fatty, you gotta concede the point now.
No, I'm asking you. No, I'm asking you.
You said that I said never. That's why you went to the tape. So I want you to point to me where I said never.
No,
explain that to me. And it was supposed to happen. Now listen, Fatty. It was supposed to happen early in the conversation. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. You didn't find what you was looking for because you thought you heard what you heard.
No, I did. Let me play it again.
You might as well just concede the point.
Let me play it again. Yes, you did. Let me play it again. Let me play it again. To train what I was explaining to you. Let's listen again, okay?
Fatty, I was supposed to have said never, not Trent said never. That wasn't the argument or point of contention. The point of contention was me saying never about something.
Trent, what I was saying to you is that there is to have the expectation that she's on this level of perfection, that she communicates perfectly every time and never gets emotional. It's ridiculous.
Who said that a woman never gets it? No, you told me to play.
You said that I said never, and you're supposed to pull up when I was using the term never the same way I was being hyperbolic about arguing always, which was earlier in the conversation. You're not about to get away from that.
No. You told me to play it again. So
you were making a
statement. You were making a statement about we don't expect.
Might as well just concede the point, bro. That's it. You're not gonna do this. You were supposed to pull something up earlier that I said about never about. You didn't pull that up.
So if I'm making a mistake, why are you interrupting me?
Well, because you're trying to.
The art of war, 48 laws of power. When your opponent is committing a mistake, don't interrupt him. Why are you interrupting me?
I don't. That's you. But you're trying to change the perspective.
So I'm going to ask you a question. No, I'm going to ask you a question. Who said? No, answer this question. Who said on this conversation that we expected professional women and that they will never be emotional, like the statement you did? Who said that?
You were all making an argument. That I was making an argument that I was saying that my wife never argues with me. That's what you were making. That she was Superwoman and she was perfect and all these different things. And I was explaining to you.
Assessment? Didn't you make the assessment that she was a little bit on? I don't know the word.
I did not.
So respectful, not listening from the beginning, and then afterward.
We played the tape to tell you what I said. It's on there. It's on there.
You know that I literally was watching the show for an hour before I jumped in, where literally people were asking you over and over again, "Hey, August, does this happen?" And you said, "Nah," because on the beginning it was like this, but then as soon as I picked it,
pull it up.
You didn't
show me.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Ali, next show review this shit, bro. Hey, August, August,
show me. I gotta see it.
August, I'll say this to you, right, August. I am so tired. It's
not logical.
No. I'm tired myself. Like I'm on a state of exhaustion, right?
Okay.
So I would not do what I usually do, is pick up the tape and do the before, after all that shit. But
I think Ali did it though, bro. You already opened this can of worms.
I think Ali has a lot of time. So what we're going to do is when Ali does the pull up smoke show next time, we are going to play the moment where we were bragging and say, me, I don't have those problems. It happens all the time. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
We were talking about me trying to open up the conversation about things, and I told you this is what that premise was. I told you don't put me in a box. You were trying to put me in two categories. I said don't put me in two categories because I'm always let you down. And then you said, why do you get to do that? And I said because I'm me.
August,
that's what the
I respect that men lie, woman lie. The tape doesn't lie. We're going to the tape. And you know what's funny? Once he pulls up, and you are right because you will never be wrong. You are going to pull up to Ali and says apologize.
Be wrong.
I actually tell call Fatty to pull up to apologize. I will come up and says, you know what? August was right.
I already know what Ali gonna do. Y'all gonna pull up one point and try to spin it, but it's all good. I'm gonna be.
How dare we using your words against yourself, August? That's so bad.
Y'all like to try and clip things and make an argument that I'm saying using the tape, but it's all good.
Of course,
I remember things really good. So it's
yes. You remember things very good. You know what's funny, Red? He remembers things very good, but when I told him when was the last time you got into it with your wife, he said, I don't remember. But you remember things very good, right?
Not the same thing.
You remember things very good. Hey, when was the last time the dog? I have a very good memory, other than what my wife and me are arguing about.
You funny as hell, boy. You good. You're a good debater. I tell you that much.
Absolutely, and like once again, I am open to the possibility that I'm wrong. But the way my brain works is, and this is why I take a lot of times doing things, if something is broken between point A and point Z, I can get from point C. I have to go all the way back and start over again. And I keep listening and listening and listening. And your message went from I'm him to a very humble and human individual. So we're going to find out if you're Clark Kent or Superman. Which one are you, Mr. August? We're going to find out.
I'm none of them. I'm just me. That's it. Don't put me in a box. I'm gonna always let you down. When you think I'm being Clark Kent and Superman, I ain't none of that. And if you think that I'm whatever, I ain't that either. Don't put me in a box. Trust me, I'm gonna always let you down.
No, you put yourself in a box when you said I'm him.
I never. No, I'm just me.
No. Hey, Red, didn't he insinuate that you was him when I asked him?
Well, look, yeah, what?
So you put yourself in a box, and now I'm going to figure out if you actually comfortable inside of that shit. Let's play.
All right,
you did say that. You did say that.
Yeah,
I'm him, but I'm not him. Okay.
Make sure you pull it up in context. Make sure you pull it up in context. Don't
Why
just
you being defensive?
I'm not being defensive. I just want to make sure y'all had a context because y'all motherfuckers be.
I'm him, but I'm human. Don't judge me because I said I'm him. Okay.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Red, thank you very much for having me. And Red, I didn't want to be rude. Okay.
It's okay. Let me apologize.
Is the huffing and puffing
to everybody?
Thank you very much, Red. Great show. Okay, and August, come back next week because I need to talk to you.
I got you. And I'm gonna keep reacting too, dog. I appreciate you having us up here.
No problem. And this was good. I'm sorry.
These dudes, man. I try.
I mean, you was fighting. You was fighting.
It's all good. It's all
and again, I want to apologize to everybody. I have had an emergency call at my job, and I'm trying to do this and do them at the same time. I will say this, guys. I can't say too much. Be prepared. That's all I can say. Get ready for a repeat of 2019, 2020. Okay. So just be prepared. There's not much I can say on live, but pay attention to my community posts. I will post things that maybe will be useful for everybody in the next coming months and year. Okay. So, and again, my apologies to everybody. I thought I was on mute, but I wasn't. But shouts out to everybody. Thank you guys for coming through. I don't think brother finished the super chat, so we're gonna do the super chat.
It's time for the super chats.
Okay, let's do the super chat. Let's go. Shouts out to my sis for donating $5. And shouts out to T.O. with the $5 super chat. Says the issue is cooperation, not multiple. The hoes ain't listening if it's 1 or 5. That's true. So 1 wouldn't be logical either if they ain't listening. Good point. Shouts out to T.O. with another $5. It says, at August, if 5 ain't logical because the difficulty of getting them to cooperate, that means 1 won't be logical either because they still ain't listening. I don't think he said that they are logical. I think that was his point, that they aren't logical. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Shouts out to a brother for gifting 1 membership. Shouts out to Tony Golden for gifting 5 memberships. A homie ALG says, Ali, read the 3 laws of logic. And Frederick Howard became a new member. Thank you, Frederick. Welcome. And T.O. came in with another $5 and said, intent doesn't disqualify disrespect, but it can resolve the situation. That's a good one. And brother Kira said, define wife. Okay. Define wife. I want to ask another question, guys. I had another question about the disrespect, right? So my question was going to be, and if guys in the chat can chime in, my question was going to be disrespect, right? So August made a point on Ali's show and said that men today, I'm just paraphrasing, kind of take disrespect now. Like they overlook things more when women are disrespectful. Do y'all agree that I guess we can say like the newer generation people that's in relationships or getting married, they will be that they take more disrespect from women than the men? That was gonna be my question. Maybe I'll ask that question on Wednesday night show. I don't know, guys. What you think in the chat? Do you think that men today take more disrespect from women? I think so, because we see women like beating men up and hitting them in the eyes and running them over and stuff, disrespecting them in the court system. And so I don't know. I think so. Trend says, no, you don't think men take more disrespect now? No. Well, the reason why I say that is because like we see a lot more of women being more disrespectful to men, especially like on social media and stuff and on TV. They're being disrespectful. Like the all in the face and hitting the man, and and men are being taught to just like walk away. Like you can't reprimand her, or you better not hit her back, that kind of thing. Like just walk away, that kind of thing. So you guys don't think that they're being disrespectful? Mike Love says, I believe a lot of the young guys don't know they're being disrespected. Good point. Good point.